Uh, we live. I'm not even on the channel. I'm not even on the channel. Oh, yeah, we live. Carolina, what it do? Dwayne, what it do? What's up, Pilot? Tyler, Big Niche, hey girl, Lowry. First one in the building. We live, baby. I know y'all didn't think y'all was gonna see me tonight, but we back, man. Double tap that screen, shut a live out, man. I hope everybody had a great start to their week. I hope everybody's locked in. Go get your snacks. Tater on the way, bringing my refreshments and shit. I got a fresh drink over here, man. Got a little hibachi plate, man. Listen, hibachi plate, steak. What you say, Mama Money? Yeah, I didn't get the steak well done today. I got the steak medium well. What's up, Mama Money? All right, Chad. We gotta get in intro mode. Double tap that screen. Shut her live out, man. Call your auntie, uncle, and your cousin. Tell them plug live, and he running his mouth. I know y'all ain't heard that one in a minute, man. Mama Money, what you got going on? What y'all got going? How was y'all day today? I need everybody to rate their day on a scale of 1 to 10, man. How was your day on a scale of 1 to 10, man? Here we go. There go the intro right there, man.
No, we started with nothing in humble beginnings. They wanna fuck with me now cause I'm winning. Chasing this chicken cause I'm on a mission. I'm known for get money and standing on business. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know how we living. Come from the struggle, got lost in the hustle. Straight out the mud, no, I compliment couples. Chasing big bills just to keep this shit subtle. You ain't on my team if you wasn't in the huddle. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know that I'm with it. I fit the description, I'm the definition. I'm what they prescribe like she seen a physician. She wanna ride cause she seen how we getting it. Big old booty, she my passenger princess. She like to argue, she don't.
My bad,
She
Chad.
get recognition. Matching nails and toes, man, she always French tip 'em. Parking lot pimping when we in the city. Don't ask her about twine, she twerk on the engine. She eat the dick in the car cause it's tinted. She pay me attention like she get commission. Pimpin' CEO, so I give her the business. She ride on the dick like she doing some fitness. She make the dick disappear like she magician. She like to swallow, man, she love when I finish. Having motion, man, you know I got plenty. Bitches choosing cause they know that I'm winning. See some thousands, now I'm after some millions. So all my houses come with chandelier ceilings. Pillow talking, man, that shit just ain't in me. Keep it pimpin', I can't do no pretending. Jealous hearted, man, you know I ain't with it. Cuffin' hoes, I can't do no commit. No, we started with nothing in humble beginnings. They wanna fuck with me now cause I'm winning. Chasing this chicken cause I'm on a mission. I'm known for get money and standing on business. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know how we living. Come from the struggle, got lost in the hustle. Straight out the mud, no, I compliment couples. Chasing big bills just to keep this shit subtle. You ain't on my team if you wasn't in the huddle. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know that I'm with it.
Shit, they're a hit, ain't it, Chad? That shit, they're a hit, man. Y'all tell Rick to drop the song already, man. That shit is a hit, man. Cut it out, Chad. That shit is a hit, man. That song right there, get me in my mode. I'm not gonna lie, that song right there get me in that mode, Chad. Like straight up, man. That song right there get me in that mode, and this one coming right after it do too. We in intro mode,
I'm
man.
a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spence a night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat it last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean. Temporary feelings mixed with temporary pleasures. All these temporary moments and these temporary treasures. Temporary circumstances to temporary measures. Temporary friends and even temporary schedules. Temporary smiles and temporary goals. Temporary women sliding on temporary poles. Temporary comments and temporary trolls. I just pray that God bless me, ain't no temporary souls. I'm a saint but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spend some night, she pack a bag, right to me just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat it last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean.
Oh man, double tap that screen, shut a live out. What's up, Michael? Welcome in. What's up, Dwayne? What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap that screen, shut a live out, chat. We got to get to the like goal right quick. Everybody hit the like button. Share this video to the last 2 people that you text, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we live, man.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Yeah.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Oh, man. Double tap that screen, shut a live out. What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap that screen, shut a live out. What we doing tonight, chat? They saying Nolan Wells, new evidence. We got Stephen A. Smith calling out everyone. And we want to know, did Candace really end Andrew Wilson? What up, Kates? I see you in the cut, man. What we doing tonight? Y'all locked? Chat, are y'all locked, man? Or what we doing, man? I went live a whole hour early. I need to know we locked in here, though, man. So we got Candace did a episode talking about the behind the scenes of the debate with Andrew Wilson. If we got time, we'll get to that. But the big thing is Stephen A. Smith calling out the National Association of Black Journalists, man. He calling their ass out. They gave him a thumbs down and he's upset about it. Also, we have Rashad and Earn Your Leisure coming out clearing the air because a lot of the black community is saying they rode the backs of the black community all the way to success, and now it's no longer a black thing. So we'll hear their response to that as well. Double tap that screen, share the live out, man. What else do we got? We got a few other things to cover as well, chat. Lock in. Oh, the Nancy Grace. Nancy did an episode about the Nolan Wells. Double tap that screen, share the live out, chat. Call your auntie, uncle, and your cousin, tell them plug live, and he running his mouth. Now, this is where Rashad starts addressing everything. So we got to remember, some shit went on. People were saying that InvestFest was a scam. Everybody was out there scamming and shit. Said that all of the guest speakers really weren't giving game. They were just telling jokes and shit. So people are a little upset. People from the area are like, hell, we knew what it was. Now, in response to that, they went on a couple radio tours. I believe they went to New York, spoke about how the city doesn't invest back into them, doesn't give them subsidies, doesn't pay for their security while they're out there, and kind of shit on the city. That's what went on. And then somehow Rashad ended up saying that this whole InvestFest thing was never a black thing. It was never a black thing. So let's hear his response, man. And everybody double tap that screen on your way in. And if you are a first timer, drop first in the comments, man, and my mom's gonna show you some love. Let's hear Rashad's response, man. What the hell he got to say about it?
We're not gonna drag this out too long, but it's important to actually we're gonna break this down surgical for the audience because it's really important for people to understand. And we're gonna have a whole dialogue about this. So let's talk about InvestFest, right? InvestFest, there would be no InvestFest wouldn't be possible without Troy. He's added so much value. Without Mike.
Now, InvestFest is like a big festival, but it's where it's supposed to be like full of seminars, business, men and women, a lot of opportunity. Basically like what would they call it? A master class. But it's an event. It's like they said 30,000 people were out there. So just picture 30,000 people at a workshop. It's 30,000 people at a 3-day workshop, all kind of guest speakers and vendors and shit to put y'all in the mind of what's going on here.
AB, Ian Dunlap, Matt Garland.
You said look at their credentials. What do you mean about their credentials, Pilot J? What about their credentials? One of them is isn't one of them an accountant? I know Ian is their stock trader. He got the red panda. One of them was like an accountant or a personal advisor. Check with your personal advisor. I think he was a personal advisor. I don't know what the other one was, but what do you mean they credibility or credentials? What do you mean they credentials? Thank you, Shauna.
19 keys. There's people that if it wasn't for those people, there would be no InvestFest. Wouldn't happen, right? It wouldn't happen at all.
I'm going to keep it real. I think Ian just riding with his people right now. I don't think Ian would have got up there and said this ain't no black shit. I'm just going to be honest. Chat, do y'all think Ian would have got up there and said, hey, this ain't no black, this ain't no black, whatever? I don't think Ian would have said that. But I think Ian is backing up Rashad and I forget the other guy's name.
There would never be an InvestFest if it wasn't for the people that I just named and other people as well.
But see, this is the earn your leisure thing, though, Pilot. They don't. You said they're talking like they're investment bankers and hedge fund managers. I see what you mean, but it's the network. So they're not saying that, hey, I'm an investment banker or I'm a hedge fund manager. They're saying that, hey, I made a lot of money. My expertise when it comes to Ian, stocks, when it comes to Rashad, I guess being a asset manager, I don't know what the hell he is. What is that? What do they say? Consult your I don't know, accountant, whatever Rashad is. But it's the network, Jay. It's the network. They have a powerful network. Like I just said, they had 30,000 people at InvestFest. So I'm pretty sure they got a network of people who are millionaires, of people who are investment bankers, of people who do own black-owned banks and credit unions and hedge fund managers. And I think that they're just saying that they're the plug. Like they can link you up with whatever you need. We got it for you. I don't think that they're relying on their credentials as much as their network. When I look at Earn Your Leisure, I look at it as a network more than I look at it as individuals.
But for me, InvestFest is a little different.
Sure.
Because everybody has their own relationship with InvestFest. InvestFest is something that is my idea, right? So it's a little different when you come up with an idea in your head and 6 years later, it's 30,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
That's a feeling that very few people could probably understand, right? So you carry it a little differently. And, you know, I've heard people say like, yo, Rashad's crazy. Potentially. But you got to be crazy to think that what you think in your head 6 years later can be a stadium. With no outside funding, with no sponsorships, with no relationships, with no connections, with no political relationship, just the empowerment of the people and the support of everybody that's working day in and day out. So when InvestFest is really a labor of love. That's what people don't really fully understand. Like we promote InvestFest for 1 year. We already planning for next year now. Mm-hmm. We promote it for a year. We work on it for a year. This is all us. We don't take outside capital. Everything you see is us. So from a financial standpoint, this is important for people to understand. It makes no sense for us to do InvestFest. It's a lost leader. The amount of money that we make from InvestFest, right? To be candid, because Market Mondays.
So this is where Rashad is full of shit. This is where Rashad is full of shit, saying it makes no sense for them to do InvestFest because it's bleed money. Motherfuckers bleed money on marketing dollars everywhere. How much business does InvestFest bring you? How much leverage does InvestFest bring you? Maybe not in the city of Atlanta, but nationwide. You just told us you put 30,000 people in the spot for a damn workshop, a 3-day workshop. Cut it out, Rashad. Cut it out. Everybody ain't that damn slow, Rashad. Cut it out. Yes, you might be bleeding money, but you're making it up. You're promoting your show. You got all these damn vendors, and you got network. You're expanding your network and your credibility. Cut it out. Cut it out. Thank you, Laurie, For the $10 super chat, Laurie says, you have the best community plug. We have the best community, Laurie. We have the best community plug, nation.
I owe you guys a conversation because you are actually family.
Yeah.
And thank you, Laurie, for starting off the chat, starting off the night right with the first super chat of the night. Thank you, Laurie, for the first super chat of the night, supporting the work.
Me personally, I made more money on one Micron call than what I made for InvestFest. 10,000 hours.
But would you, okay. Now he said he made more off one Micron call than he did InvestFest. Would you have been able to secure that Micron call if you didn't have the network, if you didn't have the platform, if you didn't have InvestFest? Would you be able to have that credibility? Would you be able to have that leverage to get on that call to make more money in 1 hour than you did ever? No, I don't think you would. I'm just going to be honest with you. This marketing is genius. I'm just going to be honest with you. The credibility, the leverage that they're getting from this shit is genius. Cut it out, bro. Quit acting like this shit is not net beneficial to you.
Hours, by the way. All of
You
the
want to
mental.
reveal this?
No, but it's important for people to understand.
Okay.
We're not making no money on InvestFest because it's a narrative that, well, you guys are just doing it. It's a grift. It's a money grab. There's a lot more easier ways for us to make money. We know how to make money. There's a lot more easier ways for us to make money online or just through stock investing, stock trading, than literally doing something for a year with little to no return. This is just a fact, right?
Trying to negate this InvestFest and their platform right now. They're trying to push that to the side like, oh, we really don't have to do this. But that is a different type of currency. The type of currency that you're getting from InvestFest, the type of currency that you're getting from the platform can compound your business and what you're trying to do. And that's something that simply funding can't do. You can have a lot of money but have no leverage as far as being a media voice. You can have a lot of money but still not be able to put 30,000 people in a fucking room. Cut it out. This is currency. It's just a different form of currency. And they're trying to talk over our heads like we don't understand what the fuck is going on.
But you know who does benefit from InvestFest? The 100 speakers that's put on stage, that speak in front of people that they've never had the opportunity to, the largest crowds that they ever had in their whole entire life. 400 vendors that come to InvestFest that sell their products with no commission. 30 food trucks that sell their food for the whole entire weekend to 30,000 people with no commission. The hospitality, club owners, restaurant tours, the Uber drivers, the event planners, the security, the hotel staff, you name it. It's obvious that as an economic impact, it's 30,000 people. Obviously, 30,000 people didn't come from Atlanta. If you was at InvestFest, you met people from all over the world. And how they measure events is per day. So 30,000 people is really 90,000 people. That's a 90,000 person event, right? So why am I saying this? I'm saying this to say this shit, it hit a little differently when.
So how much do y'all put a number on that, chat? How much do y'all think that would be worth? We're going to get into the show later, the Nolan Wells. We're going to get into this later, but we got to cook on this shit. How much do y'all think that's worth? You could put 30,000 people in one setting for 3 days in a row. Y'all put a monetary value on that shit. What is that worth? 30,000 people, 3 days in a row. You count it daily, that's 90,000 people. Stop acting like this shit's not currency, Rashad. Cut it out, bro. This shit is currency. That's the kind of leverage that you can walk into a board meeting with, that some board meetings, it might outweigh the currency that you got. They might already have money. They might need your network. Cut it out, bro. Cut it out. Been doing this shit for 10 years, 11 years now. Digital marketing, brand rollouts, and media rollouts. Brand management and media rollouts. Cut it out.
You doing all of this, you're not really making no money. It's a labor of love. You discount tickets. You give tickets away. You discount vendor booths. You give vendor booths away. And you have to hear shit for 8 weeks about how it's a scam, about how we promote scammers. The day before InvestFest, there's a post that goes viral about the top 10 scammers that spoke at InvestFest.
EK says 150K. I'm going to tell you like this, EK, with the kind of audience that they're bringing around and shit like that, it's a mixed bag. It's some scams, some people trying to get in there. But one fucking donor, not even one donor, one opportunity could be 150K. One person out of that 30,000 people can write a $150,000 check. So I think we need to readjust these fucking numbers, EK. Think about that. Think of, you got 30,000 people out here. Everybody's out here to network, get money, real estate investors, tech people, all kind of people alongside the scammers and shit too. 150K, nigga, that's one check. The right nigga might write a check for 5 times that amount.
Nobody even took the time to even research that half of that list never even stepped foot in InvestFest ever. 5 people never even came to InvestFest ever. That's on the top 10 InvestFest speaker list. Two of those people, I have no idea why is Pinky Cole a scammer? Because she didn't succeed in business. She did succeed. She had a $100 million valuation. There's ups and downs. Who did she scam? Rick Ross? So you have one person.
Listen, Piano, you throwing bricks at a damn wall right now. Because what you talking about is not even what we talking about. I don't give a fuck if they gotta pay everybody. I don't give a fuck if they gotta pay security. I don't give a fuck if they gotta pay for the vendors, the booths, and all of that shit. It's still net currency in a different way. They're playing the long game. They're building relationships and they're building these workshops that compound over time. Do you not know who the fuck Alex Hormuz is? Do you not see Grant Cardone? Do you not see these motherfuckers? Myron Golden, they doing workshops. And they turning them workshops into fucking courses and shit. And they making, what was it? Alex Hormuz had the fastest growing fucking business, the fastest growing consultation business. Do you not see the platform here? You not see what the fuck they launching here? This shit is bigger than just paying a Kendra G or a fucking Steve Harvey to come tell some jokes, man. I see the vision. And it's smart as fuck. I see the vision. Just being honest.
Person that spoke on a podcast stage, and then you have another person. I'm sorry. What Meek Mill say, lock him up if he ain't perfect. I'm sorry. We have 400 speakers throughout InvestFest history, and we had 2 people that are now in federal indictments. Is that my fault? Is that Troy's fault? Oh, we didn't properly vet. How could you properly vet somebody that did something after the fact? But you ain't talk about 300.
So who got in the federal indictment? Was that Jay Morrison? Was it Jay? No, Jay Morrison didn't get in indictment. Yeah, he did. He did say he got investigated, didn't he? Yeah, it was Jay Morrison and who else?
198 people that we gave an opportunity to, that we helped change their life. But accountability is very important. So I'm gonna get to that, but I wanted to paint the full picture, because when you winning, a winner always feel like he losing. So to me, it don't feel like a win. People are like, yo, you just came off InvestFest. The narrative should be 30,000 people, and you.
I'm gonna keep it real. What Shy just said, bro, that shit is true as fuck. To a winner, it don't never feel like you won, chat. Like when y'all come congratulate me and shit, and when my family over here congratulate me and shit, it's like, bro, what the fuck have I done, nigga? Like, yeah, I got some subscribers on YouTube. Cool, nigga. Yeah, I done some cool shit and built some shit, nigga. Yeah, even when I was in the streets, chat, when I was in the streets, it was heavy, real heavy, but it didn't feel like shit to me. It's like, oh, this shit regular, bro. This shit regular.
You're right. But it hit me a little different when I know the work that we all put in to help people, to help Black people. And to see negativity left and right on my timeline, and people talking about, yo, I met this person at InvestFest and they took my website. Now we're responsible for attendees also. And to see people, and then I'm seeing people in the comments that I know personally, that we help, that we put on the show, champion shit like this, narratives like that at InvestFest, the day before InvestFest. It bothers me on a different level. And it's human nature. You know, you got 100 people that say they love you. The one person that comes up and says that he hates you,
it stands out.
It's going to have a
Now, should they be held accountable for the scammers that show up out there? I don't think that they should be held accountable for the scammers individually, but they should be held accountable for fostering a scammer culture. I don't know if you need to raise the price point to make sure. I don't know if you need to tighten it up to make sure people got to have tickets. I don't know. But no, I don't blame you for the scammers individually, but for fostering a scamming culture out there, I mean, shit, nigga, you got to do something. The reviews are the reviews, nigga. You can't curate your own reviews. Motherfucker saying that y'all got a scamming culture out there. Shit. Do some Lean Six Sigma, nigga, some waste reduction. Cut that shit out.
More vitriol response than 100 people that tell you that they love you. But that doesn't make it right. So the accountability is this. No matter how much hate we get, I know that the love is 10 times more. And that's my fault for focusing on negativity over positivity. So for this community, because I'm not talking to social media, I'm talking to the people that's been rocking with us from the beginning. That's Market Mondays. How it came out from the clip, very insensitive. And I know that it could be hurtful to somebody that's like.
See, he don't want to address the clip. So, chat, I'm going to pull the clip up in a second, man. He don't want to, he's addressing the clip, but obviously it's his show, his public address. He's not going to play the clip.
Damn, I've been riding with y'all from the beginning. And how could you say this? So I understand how people could have taken that. And I really do want to say that if I hurt you in that commentary, I truly am sorry for that. Because that wasn't what it was for, and it's not who it's directed to. And like I said, that's something that I should do a better job of focusing on the love. But it, like I said, it hit a little different when you built it. Like, and it's like everybody's got commentary, but it's like it's a little different because we didn't raise money. So we don't take money, we make money. So everything that we put is on the line. So it's a little different when you put your own money on the line. We don't raise no money. We don't have outside investors. We ain't crowdfund for no money. I'm not knocking nobody that does that, but I'm just saying you gonna fight a little different for your shit. When it's your child. When it's your child on trial, you're gonna fight a little different for it because you know that you built that from nothing. An impossible feat. It could never happen again. It can never happen again when we had 2 cell phones and we in a basement, and 8 years later, we got 30,000 people. And we never took money. And we never had no real.
All right, Chad, I'm going to pull that back up. But this is what Rashad said.
Let alone 30,000. But I'm not even on the black thing no more. I never was on the black thing.
So that's what he said. This is what he's responding to. 30,000 people, and I'm not on the black thing no more. I was never on the black thing. Now, I'm not going to lie, Chad. That sounded crazy, nigga. That sounded crazy. Now, he's cleaning it up, trying to say that, oh, I hire all these black people. I bring all these black people on the show. I don't got to say it's a black thing. That's very different than what the fuck you said on this clip. Just say you misspoke, nigga. Just say you misspoke. Be like, man, look, bro, I got beside myself and misspoke. This shit sound crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Let alone 30,000. But I'm not even on the black thing no more. I never was on the black thing. Not a black event. Because I seen somebody else had said that, like, it was white people. Yeah, they're qualified to be there.
On January.
Now, hearing that whole clip in context, it makes a little sense. Like, shit, this is an event, networking event. This is an entrepreneur event, not a black thing. But the way he said it was crazy. Like, I'm not on the black thing no more. I was never on the black thing. Like, what, nigga? Yes, you was, nigga. We watched you, nigga. We watched you every Monday for a long time, nigga. You was on the black thing. Now, when he's talking about InvestFest specifically, okay, I don't know if InvestFest was a black thing. Cut it out. Cut it out. When you say you was never on the black thing, cut it out. Cut it out.
Let alone 30,000. But I'm not even on the black thing no more. I never was on the black thing. Not a black event. Because I seen.
Right. So if he's talking about InvestFest specifically, it's a little different. I would say it's a little different. But he can't say he wasn't never on the black thing. He got to cut it out. He got to cut it out, nigga. We watched you, nigga, for a long time.
For me, entrepreneurship has always been the way.
Investing is important because it's the only way you are going to be.
My bad, Chad. Hold on. Let me get us back to the right spot.
I will put us up against anybody. Over the course of the 8 years, we've highlighted 520 Black entrepreneurs. We don't got to say it's Black. We've highlighted 520 Black entrepreneurs that help change people's life.
With no back end taken.
Over the course of the last 8 years, we've made countless people.
Right. Not saying it's Black. When he says we don't got to say it's Black, I agree. You don't got to say it's Black. But that's not the conversation, right? See, he's trying to reframe the conversation like, I ain't got to say it's Black. Look at what I did. You're right, nigga. But that's not the conversation, right? The conversation was you saying, I was never on that Black shit. I'm not on that Black shit no more. I was never on. That's the conversation.
People, millionaires from watching our show. That's a fact. For free information. We've opened up brokerage accounts. We've changed people's dynamics. We've made people buy homes. We've cleaned people's credit just from the free information that we provided on the show, and that's a fact. So you a political pundit or whatever, and I don't see anybody helping. Like there's somebody, what have you done for Black people? That's what we've done for Black people. What have y'all done for Atlanta? That's what we did for Atlanta. And
I'm gonna be honest, that they have done a lot for Black people, and that's the reason why when he said, "Oh, this ain't no Black," like, hold on. Wasn't y'all just doing episodes about how y'all the only really Black financial show to get, viewership like that? Wasn't y'all talking about that? I mean,
3 days, we have more of an economic impact than some people have in their whole entire life. That is a fact. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. Yeah. That is a fact. So y'all saying, oh, yo, he's anti-Black. How? All we did was help Black people from the beginning.
I don't think they anti-Black. That's the thing. See, a lot of people are saying that they anti-Black. I don't think these niggas anti-Black. I think Rashad just got the feeling himself and misspoke. And he should just fucking apologize for misspeaking, nigga. Just be like, bro, I don't know, bro. I was popping it too hard, said some bullshit, bro. I'm tripping, nigga. That's all they gotta say.
Beginning. For free. All we did was help Black people. All we continue to do is help Black people, but it's extremely frustrating when you see Black people, and even this. You see InvestFest with 30,000 people. It's never been done before. It will never be done. It took all of these commentators to start commentating when I said something about something else that went viral. That's what got the attention. Right now, we got 7,800 people in here. It's the most people we had all year. We've been giving information for free all year. It took 7,800 people to come when we talking about some bullshit. Mm-hmm. That's why I wore this T-shirt. This T-shirt come from my iPhone. I made this T-shirt with my iPhone.
I'm gonna be honest. When I watched this show, I fought with Rashad and Troy. They all right, man. But I really watched the show for Ian. I ain't gonna cap, bro. Like Ian carries the show. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. This shit ain't even close.
But this is our first logo. This is my emoji and Troy's.
Oh, and I liked when they had Wall Street Trapper over there. Like when Wall Street Trapper, like that's how I figured out about Wall Street Trapper. I fought with Wall Street Trapper, 19 Keys, cool. And Ian, Rashad and Troy, they cool, but they just, they're not my favorites from that little atmosphere.
His emoji. I made it with my iPhone. This shit really from the ground up. This shit really from the ground up, like for real. Like I don't think like people fully understand. Like this shit built from the ground up. So it's gonna hit a little different when somebody's talking some bullshit. You're gonna fight a little bit different. You're gonna get a little. They're like, yo, you're too emotional. Yeah, because it means a little bit more to me.
My baby. Yeah.
It means a little bit more to me. And that's the part that you'll probably never understand if you haven't built it. If you haven't built something, it's gonna be hard for you to understand. You're gonna be able to let it go. You're gonna be able to let people throw dirt on your name. You're gonna be able to let people tarnish your shit because it don't mean nothing to you. It's outside capital. It's other people's investments. But when you put your own money up in your own time, it's gonna feel a little different. Uh-huh. And the last thing I say is like this. As far as like when you say the Black thing, that's why, like I said, we don't never gotta say that we Black anything. We've done more for our community than I will argue mostly anybody. That's a fact. Because we did the most important thing and made people money. I know somebody that tried to call one of my friends and tell him like, yo, you need to get, he said, yo, I don't care what you tell me, they made me $2 million. It's gonna be hard for me to ever go against the bros because they literally made me $2 million. That was his response. So I'm looking at it like this. It's hard to communicate some things, but they minimize things by language. So when they say, oh, this is the biggest Black financial literacy event, what does that even mean? You segmented it in so many different categories that it doesn't mean anything anymore. Say what it is. It's one of the biggest business events in the world, because that's what it is. Now that's a different level of credibility.
Now, listen to what I'm saying, chat. This is why y'all come over here. I'm telling y'all, chat. I don't just be bullshit. Digital marketing, brand management, and media rollout. What did I just say at the beginning of this fucking monologue? He popped this shit when he came in here saying, we don't got to do InvestFest. We lose money. We don't benefit from InvestFest. Now what the fuck is he saying? Oh, quit minimizing this shit. It's not the biggest Black-owned network. No, it's one of the largest networking events in the world. Now tell me that's not fucking currency. Tell me you can't go in a board meeting and say some shit like that. Cut it out. Cut it out. You're doing it because these things compound. I know it. Now I'm letting my chat know it. Quit treating everybody like they just dumb as hell, Rashad. Cut it out. I'm not mad at it. I like it. It's a smart ass business idea. But don't try to frame it like the InvestFest is no net benefit to you, nigga. It is. And we know it is, nigga. Maybe not monetarily in that moment, but in the long run, yes, nigga, it's leverage, it's currency. Cut it out.
Different level of sponsorship. Now that's a different level of growth. When it becomes how it is now as an influencer event, it's a feel-good community event, then it goes on social, it goes viral, it's good for the moment. Nah. And that's another thing. I'm not happy with 30,000 because I want more. Mm-hmm. And it's not, I want more for me. I want it to be one of the biggest business.
Nothing is wrong with that, Rashad. It's just really contradictory to how you entered this monologue. You should want your shit to be the biggest in the world. No Diddy, no Epstein. That sounded crazy. You should want your event to be the biggest in the world. Your workshop. You should want that. Just don't act like you just doing this shit for no reason, nigga. It's leverage, nigga. Yes, you're giving back. Yes, shit got a little crazy. Maybe y'all didn't have the infrastructure for 30,000 people. Just don't act like this shit is not benefiting y'all, nigga. Cut it out. Even if you got this shit up to where it was a rinse and repeat thing, he say we already planning for next year. If they got this shit where it's a framework and it's not Rashad, Troy, and Ian, but it's InvestFest, they can sell it, nigga. It's a framework. You book the venue, you get the people to come out here. We got 30,000 people. It's been going up year over year over year. Next year, we're projected to get 40,000. 5 years from now, we're projected to have 65,000. You can sell the InvestFest. Sell it. Nigga, you can do that. Cut it out, bro. Cut it out.
Business events in the world. So when Julian Brown gets off stage, he got $20 million waiting for him. Because that's what happened if he was at Davos. That's what happened if he was at Milken. So y'all don't understand. It's not even about us. When we have a different lens, this whole shit is going to change. That's the part that's dangerous. Being called the financial literacy event for Black people that's in the Southeast, that's not dangerous. Even the word financial literacy is a dangerous word because they use that as a connotation of charity, of people that are not educated, of people that's like, oh, this is just community give back. No, call it what it is. It's business and it's economics and it's investing. We playing at the highest level possible. That's how we playing it. And everybody not gonna understand your vision. And that's fine. And like I said, maybe I am crazy.
And to put this in comparison, Chad, one of Grant Cardone's stories is that I forgot what stadium it was, but he rented out the whole fucking baseball stadium to do a workshop. And people were like, look, man, the baseball players can't even fill this out. What makes you think you can? And he said he sold 30,000 tickets. He gave away like 5,000, but he put like 34,000 asses in seats. Now compare that fucking stadium and shit, the big stage on second base, to these men. doing what they do, putting 30,000 people in Atlanta. That just lets you know the scale of the networking. This is some big shit.
But I got to be crazy to think about some shit that's going to turn into something like that 6 years later. So fuck it. Roll the dice, because we've been rolling the dice our whole life anyway. So yeah, I'm not happy with 30,000 people. I want it to be regarded as the World Economic Forum. I want it to be regarded as the Milcom Conference. That's when you're going to see the entrepreneurs really walking out of there with $5 million, because all the hedge funds got to come there.
Mm-hmm.
They don't look at it like that right now. They don't. And the more y'all tear it down.
Yes, he is right. They don't look at it like that right now. And the more people tear it down, it will be harder for it to go on. But addressing the reviews instead of addressing the problems, the constraints, the gaps is the issue, Rashad. Can you handle an extra 20,000 more people, or can you not? If you can handle an extra 20,000 people, guess what? Get the extra 20,000. That's where your marketing budget goes. If you can't handle the extra 20,000, which it's looking like that was the fucking problem, because people were saying they didn't get to see the speakers. They were outside of the damn rooms and shit. The speakers, what else? Scammers and shit. Those are real constraints. Those are real reviews. Fix that, nigga. Instead of trying to get people to shut the fuck up, listen to the feedback, nigga. Address the feedback, nigga. Not once have you addressed any feedback, nigga. Are you going to get bigger rooms next year? Are the speakers going to rotate? Is this going to be it? Address that. Lean Six Sigma. This is what I told y'all when we first started this. You need to run lean and a Six Sigma method through this shit. Get the scammers off the fucking block. If you got to raise ticket prices or whatever, maybe that'll change the demographic that shows up. Maybe the numbers fall a little bit, but the quality of the people gets better. I don't know, nigga. But you're getting reviews. You're getting feedback. Address it. Instead of addressing the niggas giving you the feedback.
The more you're hurting your own ecosystem, because y'all talking about all this black. Nobody put 19 Keys on stage except for us. That's a fact. Nobody put Queen of Four on stage except for us. That is a fact. Nobody's putting Yaki Awaken on stage.
Dwayne says, will there be evolution? Yes, there will be evolution. They're going to work in the back. These ain't no dumbasses. Just because they're not addressing this right now, that's a real gap. That's a real hole in their business model. And if anybody knows business, anybody is serious about business, they're going to address those gaps, nigga. What did he say? We're getting blamed for the scammers. Get the scammers up out of there, nigga. All of that hanging out, extra shit, man. Make sure that shit, you got a clear event radius and everything outside of the event ain't got nothing to do with you, nigga. One problem solved, nigga. What is the other constraint? People saying that they can't hear the speakers and shit like that, nigga. And, well, rotate the schedule. Get bigger buildings. Maybe the speakers can't just be in a room teaching a class, nigga. It's got to be bigger. Address that constraint. What was another constraint? All of these celebrities that we're coming to see, they're not giving any real game. All they're doing is telling jokes and shit. Make sure the motherfuckers have at least one gem to drop, other than some motivational shit. Talk about market trends. Talk about something, nigga. I mean, that's y'all show. Make the keynote speakers talk about some shit that's aligned with y'all. Not some motivational shit. Put it in the contract. Those are real gaps that they can fill. So yes, I do think there will be an evolution, because these aren't dumb men. But at the same time, they're not addressing the real problems here. They're deflecting and addressing the people that have the problems.
Stage except for us. That's a fact. Derek Falcon came home from doing a 12-year stretch. He's on our stage. We putting brothers on stage that would never get an opportunity ever in life. And shout out to Isaac Hayes. We spoke. You know, I had some issues with the commentary that he said, because I felt like we helped him a lot. But he said something that was really insightful. He's like, yo, I never been on TechCrunch. I never been on. And I said, what you been on Earn Your Leisure? 8 times. 8 times. between Blackout Market Mondays, Invest Fest, and Market and Earn Your Leisure? 8 times. Who put Spurgo on? Who put Miss Business? We seen her business grow. We grew together. That's a direct correlation.
Hit the like button, Jack.
Ask her. Ask 19 Keys if you think ask him how many people book him. Ask him. Ask him who set the booking rate for him.
And all of this ties together. It's an umbrella. This is a media company at this point. InvestFest is tied to the media company. You have an umbrella. You got 19 Keys. You got the Wall Street Journal. You got Ian. You got this is all the horizontal under the damn media company. Then you have all these different verticals branching off of it. InvestFest is a vertical off of what they got going here. What Ian has going on, what whoever he was just talking about, 19 Keys. These are all verticals.
So we put $500,000 into Black.
And I'm saying that you couldn't set that rate without these things going on. Y'all having the #1 show in what the finance, that right there put people on. InvestFest brought it to life. InvestFest made it real. InvestFest made it tangible. InvestFest are the numbers that people are going to want to see. How many tickets can you sell? How many people can you put in a room? What's the retention rate? How many people are coming back for all 3 days? What's the reviews? Right now, the reviews are fucked up, and that's what they're addressing instead of addressing the holes in the business model or whatever's going on.
Black entrepreneurs within the last 2 years, just from a pitch competition. Shout out to Paul Judge. So I think we really just gotta have, just a more critical lens of how we look at things.
And I'm gonna say this humbly, Rashad, Troy, and Ian, I'm willing to come on, nigga. I'm willing to come on, do some internship, some shadow, or see how y'all got some shit going over there, man. Cause I want to scale my business, nigga. I want to scale what I got going on. So, I give my little input, help y'all fill them gaps in, man. Y'all let me do some shadowing, man. See what the fuck y'all got going on over there.
But like I said, accountability is important. And I do want to take responsibility for my words. So I do apologize to anybody that was offended. Of course, we're not going against Black people. Like I said, who I'm going to go against? My name is Rashad Bilal. Where I'm going to go? Everybody know I'm Black. That's obvious. You know what I'm saying? But it's just frustration. It's on arrival. You think, and that's the thing too. We wasn't made by no political force. We're not elitists. We wasn't made by no political force. We wasn't made by no corporation. We wasn't made by nothing. We powered by the people and empowered by God. So that's another thing. We can never be canceled. I'm sorry. I know it's a lot of think pieces and we can never be canceled because we powered by the people and we empowered by God. And when you powered by the people, when you empowered by God, you can never be canceled. You can never be canceled. Nothing can ever go against you. No weapon shall ever prosper. So,
amen.
I don't want to take too much time. I know some people really wanted me to go full shoddy mode. And the last thing I'll say is this. For the people that took the time to try to pick us apart, I know a lot of it is jealousy and envy and hatred. And trust me, I had a whole script. I was going to go at you guys personally. And I was going to...
Jealousy and envy and hatred. I'm not going to lie. Niggas hate to see you shining. But Rashad, you have to address those real problems. Like, you didn't address one personal complaint. Like, you took no accountability here other than for what you said. As far as the event that went on, you have taken zero accountability. Publicly. You took accountability for what you said, but you haven't taken any accountability for the scammers. You haven't taken any accountability for the rooms being small, and you haven't taken any accountability for your speakers telling jokes and giving, that's what we need to hear, nigga. Process improvement, man.
I'm going to bring up stuff that I know in business, and I was going to bring up a lot of stuff. Because like I said, when you put your track record, but essentially I'm asking for grace.
No
And
need.
it would be misguided for me to ask for grace and not to provide grace, even for people that have no good intentions for us at all. So I'm not even going to respond to the 500 videos that I saw that were purely done to try to destroy us. I'm gonna provide grace for people that didn't even ask for grace, because essentially we all going to need grace at some point.
What they need to do is they need a crisis management team. They're at that level to where they need crisis management. Y'all know how, like, when you make a complaint to like a fast food restaurant or something, they got that little auto bot or whoever that comes in and be like, "Hey, what went on at the location? What location was it and shit?" They need one of those. Man. They need one of those. Man. They need crisis management. They need somebody out there actually addressing these complaints, letting people feel like, "Hey, what you say matters," instead of deflecting. That worked wonders for them right now. Treat this shit like a corporation, man. That y'all on the way, y'all there, nigga.
Point in time, we all gonna make a mistake, and we all gonna need grace. And I rather end it on a high note than go low.
I'm happy to see you there. I'm happy
Great
to see you
job.
there. And for all of those who thought that messaging me or calling me was a great way.
All right, Chad, let's get into Stephen A. Smith. Hit the like
What's
button,
up,
Chad.
everybody?
Double tap the
It's your boy,
screen.
Stephen A. I'm on vacation. I've been out of the mix last few days because I'm busy.
Oh, shit, Chad. We're 14 subscribers away from 50,800. Can we get a quick 14 subscribers, man? If it's your first time in, drop first timer, and I'll give you a shout out.
About to send my daughter to college. And while I was hanging out with her for dinner on Saturday night, I saw that the National Association for Black Journalists gave me a thumbs down award. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are expecting me to go nuclear. And the reality of the situation is I just might. But at this particular moment, that's not my inclination. I want to tell you, first off, before I say anything, I heard them loud and clear. I'm listening. I'm far from perfect. And I will always strive to do better on behalf of my community, for the journalism community, and beyond. In the days and the weeks.
You say that hurt his little feelings. Hell, that's a blemish on his image, man. He ain't gonna never get that image. That shit, that shit come with the Carfax, nigga. You pull up Stephen A. Smith, you gonna see that shit now.
In the years to come. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to address what was said about me with the fervor that it deserves. Because even though I heard you, even though I am listening, even though I will always strive to do better, that doesn't negate the bullshit that the NABJ did say.
You said you're a smart little cookie. Now, Croft, you know, I sit in these board meetings. Like, I had meetings today. I had 2 meetings today. I had meetings yesterday that made me get that hard deadline out for the game. And these are the questions, like these real scope issues and gap issues and constraints. Like, this shit is going on. That's why I just broke down what they got going on with InvestFest like I was at a board meeting. Like, these are things that need to be addressed, man. These are real. It's not a scope issue, but it's a constraint issue. These are the constraints. These are the reviews. You're getting feedback, nigga. That's one of the biggest things in closing the damn loop is getting feedback, actual feedback. You had an event, 30,000 people showed up. Now here comes the feedback, nigga. Take the feedback, nigga, and close the gaps.
Saturday night or Friday night, whichever night it was. I believe it was Saturday night. It is BS. And I get a lot of people want to pile on and they want to jump on it because you have your own individual feelings about.
The thing about it is, Chad, when you get in, when you shift your mind into those type of, situations and thought processes, one thing that one of my mentors told me that always worked, like for me analyzing these problems and shit, is if you doubled your customer base right now, would you be able to handle it? If you would be able to handle it, you have a marketing or a customer acquisition problem. If you would not be able to handle it, you have a damn process problem. Something's going wrong with the process. There's a constraint there. Why can't you handle doubling right now? That's what you address. Simple as that. That's where you start.
I'm here to tell y'all are entitled to that. Not the NABJ. You're not entitled to that. This is me we're talking about here. I am the same guy that brought a nationally televised show to a journalism conference, which is the NABJ, the last 2 years. Did you have anything to say about me then? Did I get a thumbs down then? First Take, a nationally televised show, which has been #1 for 14 straight years.
Is that an off-white suit, Chad? Is that vanilla? Yeah, Stephen A. in the vanilla suit, man. Is that bad boy off-white, man? Chill out, bro. That is not Easter yellow.
We came to the National Association for Black Journalists in Chicago and Cleveland, back-to-back years. Of course, I got to thank ESPN for that. They're the ones that signed off on that. Specifically, now former executive Dave Roberts. It doesn't happen without him. It doesn't happen without ESPN. But you know who else it doesn't happen without? Me. Because if I'm not willing to show up, we ain't coming. But I was there. I was there not just to do the show. I also stood in the booth for over an hour doing the jobs fair. I also gave a speech. I also mentored and talked to, as I continue to do, young, aspiring black journalists, and I have done that religiously for decades.
Well, Stephen A., they say you really only talking shit about the black women. I ain't gonna lie. I seen that. They say you always representing black women in a bad light, Stephen A. Smith. They say you be cool on the niggas, I guess, man. You just be talking about black women.
I started my career at the Philadelphia Inquirer. I know it's the New York Daily News as a high school reporter, but thereafter, in 1994, I began my career at the Philadelphia Inquirer, courtesy of Sandra Long, a longtime executive for the Philadelphia Inquirer, synonymous with the NABJ, whom I first met at the jobs fair of the NABJ. My career started because I was at the NABJ job fair.
I don't think they give a fuck, Stevie. I had to say it, Chad. I mean, call me a Debbie Downer, man. I don't think they give a fuck, Steven. I don't think they give a fuck that your career started there, nigga.
And yet, Saturday night, I saw the president of the organization, Erin Haynes, go up on stage and give me a thumbs down award for disparaging black women. I received a lot of insults in my day.
Bro, that's like an oxymoron, a thumbs down award. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro. Like, what kind of mental gymnastics are they doing over here, bro?
That might be the lowest. I'll address that in a second, but I want you all to understand the magnitude of what a few board members for the NABJ elected to try and do to me. Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that in the history of the NABJ, according to my research, only 4 individuals have ever received the Thumbs Down Award? Usually, it's reserved for organizations. But myself, along with founder, owner, and president and CEO of Circle City Broadcasting, Mr. DeJuan McCoy, received it this past weekend, but also Jason Blair, the disgraced New York Times reporter. That is the category that I have now been lumped into.
I told y'all it's gonna be a stain, bro, on his image forever. That's why he look upset like that. This shit ain't going nowhere. This shit is set in stone. He one of 4 people, man. The last time they handed this shit out was 2023. Nigga, you know where the fuck I was in 2023? I was somewhere in the lunch line, man, waiting on recess, man. It's the last time they gave this shit out.
I've been in this business for 33 years. I'm one of 21 African Americans in this country's history to have ever been named a general sports columnist. I have climbed the charts from an intern to a high school reporter, all the way to a columnist. I've hosted national radio shows, as I do right now on Sirius XM. I'm the executive producer and the star of the #1 sports morning show.
Stephen A. Smith, man, you listing off your accomplishments and shit, nigga. You not addressing the problem either. What's up with this shit, bro? Motherfuckers doing a lot of talking but ain't addressing what the fuck is being talked about, nigga. The fuck is being talked about here, Steve? They say you are being very disparaging to black women, nigga. I haven't heard you address it yet, nigga. I've heard accomplishment and where you came from, nigga. We only 7 minutes in. Let's see if he gets to it.
For the last 14 years. And I'm 5 weeks away from being inducted into the Broadcast and Cable Hall of Fame.
He feel like a nigga that's getting ready to retire, right? Man, Stephen A. feel like that. You know how they say they never let the athletes make it out clean with a good career. You know how they did. We ain't gonna bring him up. Y'all know what I'm talking about, though.
Howard Cosell, Dan Rather, Edward R. Murrow, Mike Wallace, Oprah Winfrey. Those are just a few of the names inducted into the Broadcast and Cable Hall of Fame. And this coming September 29th, I am being inducted into the Hall of Fame, officially a Hall of Famer. But
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's some bullshit right there. He about to go to the Hall of Fame, and then they want to put a blemish on his image, bro. That's some spiteful shit, bro. Now I'm not gonna lie, Stephen A. Smith do talk crazy a little bit, but that's some spiteful shit, right?
I'm not a Hall of Famer for the NABJ. So you can celebrate me to get my national television show to come to your conference. You can ask me to mentor and speak to kids for years.
That was before you got political, Stephen A. Once you got political.
I once spoke at the Mentor Breakfast because Robin Roberts, who's also in the Broadcast Cable Hall of Fame, by the way, was ill and battling cancer at the time, and she could not attend that morning. And they asked me to sub for her. I have all of this, but I'm getting a thumbs down award. Really? You know,
Chill out, Dwayne.
my family didn't want me to do this. My friends didn't want me to do this. They actually said, let it go. You know what else they said? They said, who the hell is the NABJ? You know what my response was? It's the place to help get me started. It's the preeminent black journalism organization existing. It's the NABJ. And it's important that I recognize that. You've had your troubles in the past, financial issues, dissension amongst the ranks, people battling for their own shine, whole bunch of stuff that has been listed about the NABJ. What I care to recall is the contributions you've attempted to make as an organization to black upliftment and empowerment in this industry. A facetious question I may throw out, please. What the hell does this thumbs down award have to do with journalism? That's why I'm addressing it. Tell me what it has to do.
Saying you need to go back to being a journalist, nigga, instead of a talk. So basically, they gave him, he right, though. He right here. Because they gave him a thumbs down as a journalist award, and his ass was just giving his opinions. His ass was giving his opinions about political situations and shit that's going on, the Jasmine Crockett's and shit like that, and that was his opinion. That ain't had shit to do with journalism. I think he got all the journalism awards for basketball and shit. Writing articles and shit.
Do with journalism. Disparaging black women? How? I've heard people bringing up Jasmine Crockett. She was a representative in Texas, representing 766,000 people. Did I sit up there demonstratively asking, why would you curse out the president of the United States with the cameras rolling? How is that going to help you? Yes, I did. Why did I do that? Not only because she's in Texas, and I know they're a little bit different in Texas, a bit more conservative. And I didn't think that would work with her constituency down there. We also saw the issue of redistricting coming up to the forefront. And I said, you have an opportunity to be the Democratic nominee for the United States Senate, representing 31 million folks. And you getting that seat. Why? Because your education. Because of the fact that
you said, but he's saying he's a journalist, so he can't be nothing else? Like the nigga gotta be a journalist 24/7. He can't have a side job, a side hustle. Nigga can't have a hobby or nothing. Shit, he can't get on TikTok and dance. I mean, damn. Yes, he's a journalist, but he's not only a journalist. The nigga's a dad. I mean, damn.
That you're licensed to practice law in Texas, in Arkansas, and federally. It would have been a great, great thing. I'm like, yo, weave your way through it. Don't let this guy Tellerico win. Was I wrong? But here's the bigger question. Forget that. I apologize for even asking that question. Here's the bigger question. How is that disparaging? How? Oh, Stephen.
Listen, man, they gave you that award because they saying your ass got off cold when it came to the black woman, Stephen A. Smith. I'm just going to be honest with you, man. You got that award, man. They saying your ass wasn't on cold, man. They said you knew what time it was, man, and you didn't get in line. So they finna put that blemish on your image forever, man. Shit is crazy. And I'm going to be honest with you, Chad. They probably said some shit along the line. I know people going to clip this shit up, bro. I know this is going to come back to bite me in the ass one day, but I'm going to say it. Like, they probably said some shit along the lines of, he going over there get that white man award. But watch what we do to it with these black folks award. And they gave his ass that thumbs down from the NABJ. I bet you somebody said that shit in there. I ain't lying.
A goes after Michelle Obama. She's the one that compared First Take to a reality show. And I use that as an opportunity to say that this marvelous, wonderful woman, who's the greatest first lady in American history, who I have raised and praised and praised and praised time and time and time again, to the point where I said she should run for the presidency because there's no way she'd lose. All I did was say, I don't like the fact that you said a vote for him, as in Donald Trump, would be a vote against us as women. All I said was there's a whole bunch of pro-lifers out there. There's a whole bunch of people that care about the economy or immigration or safety in the streets. They might not even be thinking about this issue. And I also reminded folks, black men revere black women. Which one is it? We're going to sit up there and talk about how we've got women raising us and how much we deify and love and adore these black women. But then all of a sudden we're going to sit up there and act like we're disparaging them? How? How?
Now, Stephen A., quit trying to move the goalposts. Ain't nobody said that you acting like, nobody said we're anything when it comes to making the black acting like he said. Now they want to act like we're disparaging black women. No, nigga, they want to act like you're disparaging black women. Don't put a us in this, nigga. Yeah, you are on the hot seat, nigga, not us. Nigga, what? I hate when people do that shit. Man, why they want to do us like that? No, nigga, they did you like that. I wouldn't dare let them folks play with me. The hell is you talking about?
Kamala Harris. I didn't say this, and I'm still not going to violate trust. But everybody wants to bring up the fact that I sat up there and I pointed out how she didn't even make it to Iowa in 2020, which is fact. And that a Democratic primary was bypassed in order to facilitate her being a Democratic nominee for the presidency of the United States of America. And then you have it in the palm of your hands and in support of millions upon millions of people. And you go on The View and Sonny Houston asked you a softball question, which Sonny Houston acknowledged for The View, threw it right up there for you to smack it out of the park. And you passed by saying, I can't think of anything I would do differently, when it was clearly a border crisis.
Yeah, he is speaking a lot of truth, but I'm gonna say this. He tried to, soften that blow by saying we were disparaging black women. No, nigga, no. No, nigga, no. Nobody said that shit about me. So who the fuck is the we? Who the fuck is the we? Weird. No, nigga. Did nobody get that thumbs down award but you, nigga? Who the fuck is the we? That's all I'm saying. He cooking. He talking shit. I told y'all, they gave him that award because he was going to walk into the Hall of Fame. That's all that was. They had to put a stain on him, man. Blemish on his head. But still.
Last time I checked, NABJ, that ain't journalism. That ain't talking facts. Why would I bring that up? Because I've heard nothing acknowledging those kind of things that I've said. You know what else I didn't hear? I didn't hear that Kamala Harris called me and asked to meet with me privately. And we sat down for 2 hours. See, I'm telling you that because we met after I said those things. Last time I checked, that's a form of journalism. When you're actually sitting down and communicating with the source. You wouldn't know about that, would you, NABJ? I'm not doing any of this to denigrate the NABJ. I want to state for the record, NABJ right now, from what my research tells me, is in pretty good standing. Things have been going very well for them. When you look at it, I'm looking at revenue. I'm looking at that compared to expenses, net income, total assets, total liabilities. I have all the numbers here. NABJ is not doing bad. Let's take a moment to give Representative Haynes props. You see, I did my research. All your controversies, all your troubles, I have right in front of me. But those were years ago past. That's not now. And the NABJ deserves credit for that. The board, however, clearly engaging in personal attacks, does not deserve such credit. What you did to me is beneath the organization.
Hit the like button, chat. Double tap the screen. Yeah, this is all that shit got to be public for a second. Everybody hit the like button. We're also 13 subscribers away from 50,800. We go live every single night over at 10 p.m. Central Time. Be sure to subscribe to the channel.
Organization. Where are your facts? You want to bring up Serena Williams? I apologize for that. I'm on national television. I'm flippant with it, joking around with the other fellas. And I basically was saying it really wasn't about her. It really was about her husband. No disrespect, because I was simply pointing out no man wants to see his woman exerting that kind of energy, meaning being on center stage on Super Bowl Sunday for an ex. That's all I was trying to say. But I realized my presentation could have been better. I apologize for that before. I'll apologize for that now. What else you got? Me pushing back at Kerry Champion, former host of First Take, or Jamel Hill, former colleague at ESPN. I've never said a negative word about them. I was simply saying to them, I don't deserve whatever negative commentary you're giving about me. There's a difference. What did I do? Where are these disparaging remarks about black women? I have 2 daughters. I have 4 older sisters. I was raised by 5 black women. I lost my mother in 2017, the most devastating loss of my life that I will never recover from. I have 10 nieces. You know something else you don't know about me? These disparaging comments about black women, which you have no facts to fall upon.
What's up, Jose?
Didn't you see the new show that I created, The Culture Table, on my YouTube channel?
I ain't seen that, nigga.
Did you see it? Check it out. One's a member of the NABJ. Her name is Tori Cooper. One is my personal executive assistant that has been with me for over 21 years. The other is a lawyer by profession, the founder and the boss of HBCU Week, who was kind enough to ask me to join her as ambassador, where with my minimal contribution, she has been able to raise and generate in excess.
You might be on to something, Night. What's up, Travis? And I'm gonna tell who is that? Real Jack Matt said, all right, Jack Matt. Anyways, you might be on to something saying they just called him out to get him to talk about him. They might have. It is 2026. They might have done that because I had never heard of that shit before. Never heard of the NABJ until today.
Of $100 million for thousands of students to attend HBCUs. Let me get a little bit personal. I own my own YouTube channel. I have 6 black women working for me. My financial advisor is black. Her name is Stacey Robinson. A brilliant, marvelous lady. And one of my dearest friends on the planet who's watched my back for decades.
Even they cooking, bro. I'm not gonna lie. He just showed like, look, bro, I got this black lady that's been with me for 21 years. I got the lady from the NABJ, and then I got a prominent lawyer. Now he's talking like, I don't know, bro. The lady from the NABJ should have done the interview live. That's where they fucked up. They let Stephen A. rebuttal to that shit alone. Now, I don't know if they're trying to string it out for content, if now that he's made this 44-minute video, they're going to be like, oh, well, we can have it live now, and they're going to send their best at them. I don't know. Maybe that's the spiel here for, visibility. I don't know. But to let Stephen A get up here and list that shit off, I ain't gonna lie, man. They crazy as hell for that. They should have done this live.
Decades. My lawyer is a shareholder and partner and one of the elite lawyers in this country named Janine Barnes at a prestigious law firm in Washington, D.C. She's a black woman. I've been surrounded by black female excellence all my life. Where are your facts? Where are they? The reality of it.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of black female excellence with my the people I went to school with too. I'm proud of a lot of the black females I went to school with. They're doing really good things, man. Shout out to y'all.
The situation is that you don't have facts. You have feelings. And this is where it gets a bit deep. What a few board members decided to do, no doubt egged on by a couple of people on the board who will remain nameless but put their names up. You can see the names there for yourself. Figure it out. Along with some others. The reality is that
they got Roland Martin on the damn board. Who else on the board, man? And Steve Crocker, Angela Smith, Melanie Roy, Walter Randolph. Roland Martin is the vice president. It's crazy. I don't know anybody else.
It was a personal hit job. That's what it was. We could sit up there and lollygag around and act like we don't know any better. It was a personal hit job. Which, by the way, usually doesn't faze me. I know just because you think something fazes me, just because you see me commenting on it. No, I'm in this business. I have a platform. I can comment about anything I want to, and I will continue to do so. That's not what this is. This is different. This is a journalism organization that didn't engage in journalism when it came to critiquing me. Disparaging black women is a very incendiary thing to say. If you felt that adamant about it, President Haynes, how come I never got a call? How come the NABJ never reached out to me to have a conversation? And you would go on stage, Ms. Haynes, and accuse me of disparaging black women with no evidence, just your feelings. This is shameful, but it's okay. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I understand what's going on.
What's going on, Steven?
And I must admit, the more I think about it, I actually get flattered. Folks are scared. See, I talk too much. And I don't speak glowingly enough about the Democratic Party. This is political. I am a registered independent. I am fair. I've had my YouTube show, or my SiriusXM POTUS show, every Wednesday night, 6 to 8 p.m., SiriusXM POTUS Radio, channel 124. I've had that since September 17th. Here's what you may not know, NABJ, meaning the board members, because I'm not speaking about the entire NABJ. I've got a lot of friends associated with them, and a lot of them called me last night, and I got love for all of y'all. From the calls to the emails to the text messages. I know who has love for me. I'm not mad at anybody. I appreciate it all. But this is political. If I said this about a black female conservative, any of the things that I said about Jasmine Crockett, Kamala Harris, Michelle Obama, would we be having this conversation? Would you have given me the thumbs down award if I had said that about a Sage Steele? If I had said it about a Candace Owens? If I had said it about a Condoleezza Rice? Would we be having this conversation? This is political. What you're not paying attention to is that I've had that POTUS show since September 17th. Ladies and gentlemen, I have had 60 guests in the political sphere, 30 Republicans and 30 Democrats. I am a registered independent who leans left socially and right fiscally. I can't stand high taxes like they exist in New York, New Jersey, and LA.
Stephen A is biased toward Republicans. Facts. Chat, do y'all think Stephen A is biased toward Republicans, man? Let me know down in the comments. I'm going to put it as a poll, man. I'm going to put it as a poll.
But outside of that, I'm down. And the only thing that I have against the left is pretty much the socialist left. Hakeem Jeffries has been on my show. Senator Slotkin has been on my show. Swalwell was on my show before everything went awry. Representative Clyburn came in studio with me in D.C. The list goes on and on. I ask the questions people indicate they want answers to, and I leave it out there for y'all because I'm not an aficionado. I strive to be fair. And I don't believe you can call people racist and tell them they everything but the child of God, they're pieces of crap and they're this and they're that, but you got your hand out for something, whether it's money or an interview or anything like that.
Yeah, thank you, Dark City, for supporting the channel via Super Chat. Appreciate you for supporting the work.
I think that's counterproductive. If you disagree, I respect that. How does that warrant a thumbs down from a journalist organization? What is it about my career that started at the New York Daily News, went to the Philadelphia Inquirer where I got promoted about 9 times, went to CNNSI, to Fox Sports, to ESPN and ESPN Radio, and on top of it all, now it's Sirius XM and owning my own production company and my own YouTube channel. How does any of that warrant what you did? The young aspiring journalist that's out here looking for a come up. I haven't strived to do my part. I don't continue to strive to do my part. I haven't hired people. I haven't gotten people hired. Can't save everybody. Can't hire everybody. But I haven't done anything.
You said, yes, Stephen A has criticized Obama way more than Trump. Trump, the adjudicated G, and the person in the Epstein files 25 at a time. But Stephen A wasn't talking crazy about Obama while he was in office. That's the difference. See, Trump's still in office, you know, so he ain't been talking that crazy. When Trump get out of office, we'll see. But Stephen A wasn't talking crazy about Obama while he was in office. It's a lot easier to talk crazy, especially at Stephen A's sphere. It's a lot easier for him to talk crazy about Obama because Obama's not fucking president. I'm just going to be honest.
You will go. I am having this conversation with y'all, ladies and gentlemen, because of one thing and one thing only. I have been accused of disparaging black women. Where? Where? I can't disagree. I can't question. Oh, it's how you sound. Oh, it's your tone. Really? I was raised by 5 women, 4 older sisters that would argue with me, debate with me, coming out of the womb. And when they had enough, they slapped me upside my head. Go take out the garbage, do the dishes, clean your room, get your homework done. Do what you got to do. Hell, my sisters still do it. I'm actually sneaking behind my sister Carmen's back as we speak, as I'm taping this podcast right now. You know why? Because she didn't want me to do it. Everything I am, everything that I've achieved, everything that has uplifted me in my life has been associated with black women. Black women have been my strength, my source of inspiration, and so much more.
So black women, do y'all accept Stephen A. apology? On behalf of Kamala, on behalf of Jasmine Crockett, on behalf of the allegations of disparaging black women and shedding them in a negative light, do the black women accept Stephen A. Smith's heartfelt apology? I'm going to roll it back before y'all make y'all decision. I'm going to roll it back.
Everything I am, everything that I've achieved, everything that has uplifted me in my life has been associated with black women. Black women have been my...
Just go say this. I think he mean it, but you know, I'm not a black woman, so I can't accept the apology, so that's why I'm asking.
Strength, my source of inspiration, and so much more my entire life. The greatest woman I've ever known is a black woman. My mother, Janet Smith, God rest her soul.
Lala, they say he was disparaging and shedding black women in a negative light. He was talking about Kamala and Jasmine Crockett. He alluded to a few other things. I don't know exactly what he did. I mean, I could see it happening because he talk about it. Like, every time I hear him, like, what they would say is talking about black women, like, in a negative light, it's always political. It's going to be honest with you. It's political. I don't hear him just talk about, you know, everyday black women crazy. Like, he calls out people for their politics. It's going to be honest.
The women I love most in this world.
Maybe I'm missing something. If y'all know where he was just talking crazy about black women outside of politics, let me know. Maybe I missed it. I don't know.
My sisters, my nieces, my lady, everybody, black women. What are you talking about?
You said, so what if he did? If he did, I see why they gave his ass the thumbs down award for disparaging and shedding black women in a negative light. That's why the fuck we here. So what if he did? Hell, if he did, he probably deserved an award, nigga. Shit. He could have saved us 44 minutes. Hell.
Disparaging black women. That was a flat out lie. You have no foundation upon which to fall on. And you know what makes it worse, ladies and gentlemen? President Haynes goes on that stage.
You said in 2014, he said something about the Ray Rice situation when Ray Rice beat that woman up. What did he say about Ray Rice? Ray Rice beat the hell out that woman. I ain't gonna lie, he did. What did Stephen A. say about black women and Ray Rice?
Never reached out, never called, never talked to me, don't know her. The only person I know on that board is Roland Martin. He never called either.
You said Jasmine Crockett and BP Harris are an embarrassment, but you never want to talk about people like Condoleezza Rice. I'm going to be honest with you. Social media wasn't where it was at now. I'm pretty sure if social media was like it is in 2026 back in the W. Bush era, oh my God. Cut it out, chat. Cut it out, bro. You don't think Condoleezza... I remember the memes back then. Didn't they have ass in the Freaknik cartoon? Wasn't Condoleezza Rice in that Freaknik cartoon? Bro, y'all lucky social media wasn't like that then. W. Bush and Condoleezza would have had it, bro. They would have had it.
But that's his business. I got no heads up. I knew nothing. I was completely blindsided about all of this. Fine. Why am I bringing that up? Because, ladies and gentlemen, before I taped this show, I reached out last night and asked the president of the NABJ to come on this show to have a conversation with me about her assertions. That she...
Oh, Stephen A. said women provoke the situation. Sometimes they do, hell. I'm going to be honest with you, man. They shouldn't get their ass beat, but sometimes women do be crash outs, bro. Like, sometimes women be fucking crash outs.
Articulated on that stage. Do you know what she said to me, ladies and gentlemen? She'd rather have a private off-the-air conversation first. Oh, really? So you can go on a public platform, denigrate me.
You said Stephen A. is paid to disparage black people. He's a clown. All right, let's put it to the chat. Chat, do y'all think Stephen A. is paid to disparage black people? I would say Officer Tatum is before Stephen A., but hell, that's neither here nor there. Is Stephen A. paid to disparage black people?
Make these accusations against me.
Right, I didn't say black women crash out, Big Niche. I said women crash out. I said sometimes women do be crash outs. I said sometimes women, women, sometimes they be fucking crash outs, man. Crazy as hell.
Without calling. But when I challenge you to come on here face to face and have a conversation with me, now we want a private conversation. Before.
Told y'all that story about that girl that drove the car into the tree. Man, I broke up with her, chat. She threw that bitch in drive and drove straight into the tree. Swear to God. Swear to God. I'm talking about boom, straight into the tree, bro. Crash out. I can't make this shit up. Crash out.
Or, nah. I will never speak to her. Because the deed is done. I was reachable. Roland Martin has my number. They could have gotten it from him. The Sports Task Force, those are my brothers. Gary Howard, Rob Parker, Leon Carter, Marcus Spears. List goes on and on. Galen Gordon, let me not forget him. Whole bunch of people. All of these people.
Point out what people say isn't disparagement. I mean, like I said, with Stephen A., I think that he always talked about him in a political space. I think he was calling out politics and shit. Like, I don't see Stephen A. like, I just don't see him kicking in the backs of niggas, period, like that, unless it's some political shit. Or LeBron.
I'm always there and will always be there for the students, the aspiring journalists, those in the field already, always looking for a helping hand. When have I said no? This ain't about disparaging women. This is about people who've politicized everything, looking for an excuse to come at me because you don't like what I have to say. I'm going to put it out there. This is about a bunch of liberals, a bunch of Democrats coming for me. Which is why I should be flattered, because you hear the footsteps, don't you? You know, at any given moment, I can decide to come at it. I can decide to run. Because with the stuff that I'm seeing, it wouldn't be hard to win.
Sincerely says, Stephen A. Smith requires a lot of nuance. Crockett is not without critique. The problem for me was his lack of policy knowledge. I can agree. I can understand. I'll say I can understand, but in 2026, we talk about this a lot. It's really identity over policy. Because by the time you get the explaining the policy to people, you already lost them. When you can bring them in on the identity and the belongingness, and they figure out the policy later. Once you belong to something, you want to learn everything about it. So that's just where we are in 2026. In the age of visibility, that's where we are, more now than ever.
I do have some conservative views. And I understand as trifling as this president can be with his behavior and some of the policies he's tried to implement and the kind of things that his behavior has given the okay to. I get it.
We can say that means they're dumb essence. It's more of like, I wouldn't say that necessarily means they're dumb. It's about what stopped them. A lot of these people haven't ever been into politics. You know, they haven't ever been in. So at the end of the day, humans have a sense of wanting to belong to something. Just being honest. That's where you get these factions. That's where you get these groups. That's where you get these cliques. That's where you get these communities. Humans have a sense of wanting to belong to something. So they will belong to something or get intrigued by something and then do deep dives and figure out everything about it. And now they identify with it. That's kind of the funnel now. That's where you see the TPUSA route. That's where you see the Groyper, the Nick Fuentes route. That's how they're doing it. It's the belongingness. Oh, this is Groyperism. This is what we're doing. We got cool memes, but we do got policy. You don't know everything about the policy, but you know that it's America first. That's what we tell you. You don't know everything that's going on, but you know it's America first. Same thing with Trump. MAGA. You don't know what the fuck is going on, but it's making America great again. So shit, we'll figure that part out later. Same situation.
I get the fear. It's real. I understand it. I'm a black man. I get it. But that does not give a journalist organization the right to attack me that way. And I shouldn't even say the journalist organization because, ladies and gentlemen, please continue to support the NABJ. Please continue to support what they're trying to do to uplift us. We live in very trying times. The advent of AI has arrived. Millions of jobs are speculated to be lost. It's going to be even that much harder to get into the industry and to make some noise in the industry. It's challenging out here. I got it. I'm not talking about the NABJ. I'm just talking about a few board members that came to this conclusion, acting like they speak for everybody. There's plenty of people that were in attendance for the NABJ that had no idea they were going to do that and were absolutely appalled at what they did to me. This is not about the NABJ. This is not an indictment against them. It certainly isn't an indictment against the sports task force filled with a bunch of my brothers that I will always be there for. And it certainly isn't something that should be held against aspiring journalists and those already in the business who aspire to rise higher. I'm always here. But those few board members who made this decision, it was wrong. It was grossly unfair. And more importantly, it was self-defeating. I will repeat, one of your own is about to be inducted into the Broadcast Cable Hall of Fame. The most prestigious honor, other than winning a Pulitzer Prize, the most prestigious honor one can achieve in our business. On September 29th, I am about to be a member. When we look at accomplishments in this industry by black people in this industry, I'm one of the top dudes to have ever achieved in this business. Yet I'm not in your Hall of Fame. I was good enough to speak to the kids. I was good enough to be in the booth for the job fair. I was good enough to have a nationally televised show at your conference.
Hit the like button, chat.
Over the last 2 years. And the year I don't come back with the show is when I get the thumbs down award. And then you say something as vague as, oh my goodness, he's disparaging black women with no facts. It's pretty sad. By the way, speaking of my company, Disney, that employs me, that I'm a star for, Disney and ABC News Group announced a 4-year financial commitment to NABJ to support the NABJ Leadership Academy. NABJ, why don't you reach out to Disney? And asked who was one of the people behind the scenes encouraging them to do so. Why don't you ask? Black producers, black associate producers, black contributors, black correspondents, black talents. Why don't you ask? What role I've played and will continue to play in that.
I'm going to keep it real. When you say shit like that, like what has the left done for black people the last 50 years? Shit, what is the right done for black people the last 50 years? I mean, shit, it's the same damn shit. I mean, damn. But that's another conversation. Y'all don't want to get into that.
These are all facts which, as a journalist organization, you're supposed to care about. Where are your facts?
That's what I'm saying. Just talking. When I say what has anybody done for black people other than black people, motherfucker get to say, oh, he's a victim. There goes the victim mindset. There goes the victim and the victim. So I just was like, hey, that's another convo for another day.
I'll leave it at that.
You said Bill Clinton was a black president. No, he was not. But Bill Clinton got, the love of the black community. You see, it's a difference. Arkansas folks know Bill Clinton for damn sure wasn't black. But he was the cool white. You know what I'm saying? He was like, that's Bill, Allegedly sold a lot of dope. You know what I'm saying?
I'll just close by saying, I don't want enemies, but I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to call things as I see them.
You said, yeah, but you giving your vote for free. Most blacks not voting Republican. Hell, if they voting Republican, they giving their vote up for free too. That's what we trying to tell y'all. Hell, and then when motherfuckers try to get on some organized shit, get the holler at FBA, now it's some other shit going on. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the whole thing. Motherfuckers get to saying that we KKK and we hate ourselves and all more shit when motherfuckers trying to get organized and get on cold with some shit. You saying we've been giving our vote for free to the Democratic Party for 50 years? Shit, the motherfuckers voting Republican been giving they shit up free too. It's just been free votes being given up every which way. No matter where you put that ballot. What's
which
up,
I've
Joe?
earned the right to do over a journalism career that now spans 33 years. 33. I was good enough to celebrate and to bring on board when I was showing up there. And the second I'm not there, I get a thumbs down. And we throw out a very incendiary critique of me, accusing me of disparaging black women. When what you really meant to say is that I'm disparaging liberals because I happen to disagree with some of the things that the left is doing. People behind the scenes in the political.
And I'm gonna say this too. Y'all quick to say how small of a percentage the black community is, but y'all quick to get on the black folks for voting for Democrats. Why the fuck does it matter? If we such a small minority, shit don't matter nowhere, right? Why does that shit matter? You know, sometimes shit just fucked up in your life and it's not the Democrats' fault. Y'all know that, right? I know a lot of y'all like to blame the Democrats or like to blame the Republicans and shit. But some shit that's fucked up in your life, it's just your fault, dude. I got some shit in my life that's a little fucked up. Could probably be better, man. That shit's my fault, man. It's not the Democrats, nigga. It's me, nigga. I gotta get tightened up. Who are we talking about?
Political stratosphere, in my opinion, influenced your decision to do what you did. If these so-called disparaging things I did, which again is totally false, were true, and I was saying it about black female conservatives, you wouldn't have said a word. Which means it's not my credibility that's in question. It's yours. Because a journalism organization ain't supposed to be doing that. You ain't supposed to be taking sides. Generally speaking, you're supposed to go on a case-by-case basis, research, do your homework, but most importantly, be objective. This is not objectivity. This was a smear job. But it won't stop me. It's not going to stop me from listening and learning.
We're going to get you the fuck up out of here. We got
bombshell tonight in the Nolan Wells investigation.
Man. Everyone double tap the screen, shut live out. We're 6 subscribers from 50,800. Can we get 6 quick subscribers, man? I'll give y'all shout outs if you let me know you subscribe. This is we're going into the Nolan Wells section of this episode. And I think we got 2 videos to watch, and then we'll get into something else before we wrap it up.
Tonight, a Nolan Wells phone evidence torpedo. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
All but, I believe, one took a polygraph, and from what was told to me, that they all passed.
Nancy, my clients have not taken a polygraph test.
What's up, Swell? Welcome in. Thank you for subscribing. Najee, I hope you're having a good night, Najee, man. I hope you had a great day today. Who else in here? What's up, Joe? What's up, I think that's everybody. What's up, PK?
Nobody's guilty, and everybody's a suspect. We don't know the truth yet, but we will.
We have had multiple witnesses reach out to us. 2 confirmed witnesses that saw Nolan Wells on the island around 6 p.m. on July 4th. Well after.
What kind of liquor was that he had behind him, man? He had a good scotch or something back there. What is that? What kind of liquor is that? Verdict. I can see that bottle. That's a verdict bottle. I'm gonna look it up. What is that verdict, man? Verdict. Whiskey. I knew it was a whiskey. Let me see. Yeah, there you go, right there. Same body. I'm going to shopping, chat. And find the price of it. Oh, $60 to $99. Non-guilty brown sugar bourbon. It's a bourbon, man.
Confirmed witnesses that saw Nolan Wells on the island
What's
around
up, say that
6
shit?
p.m. on July 4th. Well after the Triton, as you said, left.
You know, in the South, they say you could tell a lot about a man by what he drink, chat. I'm just going to leave it y'all with that little nugget. In the South, they say you can tell a lot about a man by what he drinks.
Around 4:30. And so those witnesses have went to investigators, they've talked to the police, and they've done what they're supposed to do. These witnesses know Nolan. They've known him for a long time. They were able to make a positive ID. And they told that to investigators. They told them that from the very start.
What witnesses? Where? Who, what, where, why, and when? That is a renowned trial lawyer named Tyler Cox, and he is representing the acquaintances of Nolan's that took him to Horn Island on their boat, the Triton. Curious, we've seen, hey, let's pull up that video, control room.
Hit the like button. You said nigga don't want that shit now, but I'm not opposed to having a good bourbon, chat, or a scotch, or a good whiskey. I remember my partner, was it his wedding? No, it wasn't his wedding day. It was his birthday. He had a bottle that someone had gifted him at his wedding. It was like a $6,500 bottle of scotch. And yeah, we ran through that motherfucker, chat. I'm not gonna lie, that was my first time having some liquor like that.
Of everyone getting on the boat before they went to Horn Island. It's very interesting, evidentiarily. Okay, here we go. This is from the Officer Tatum show, and you're about to see people. There they are down at the right. And there's actual video of people see the boat at about 1 o'clock. Oh, there we go. Excellent shot, guys. People are getting on, people getting off. And it keeps going to where you see everybody that got on the boat. But here's my big question tonight, before I can even get to the alleged.
Y'all don't like Nancy? I thought y'all liked Nancy, chat. Rate Nancy on a scale of 1 to 10, man, on likability, man. Rate Nancy on a scale of 1 to 10 on likability, man.
Witnesses that Tyler Cox is telling us about. Dave Mack, joining me, Crime Stories investigative reporter. Can I see the video again, please? Dave Mack, I'm seeing everybody preparing the Triton to go out, preparing to go out. In this shot, they're down at about 3 o'clock. Okay, keep looking. 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then suddenly you switch to a different camera. There you go. That's the boat. So, Dave Mack, where is the evidence? Where is the video of the boat? Is that Nolan right there? Walking along the light blue shorts, and he at that time had on a white shirt. I think that's Nolan right there. Dave Mack, where is the evidence, the video evidence of them coming back?
Nancy, we have not seen.
Y'all said Nancy reminds you of an annoying aunt. I had a daycare teacher. Like when I was a little boy, chat, when I was a little boy and went to daycare and shit, I had a daycare teacher that kind of looked like Nancy.
Evidence of them coming back. Remember, 3 boats caravanned out to the island, and then we have different stories about when they arrived back on the mainland. But we don't have video of any of them
So we don't
showing
have
back
that
up.
video.
Correct.
Okay, let's circle back to the alleged witnesses that. He's a great trial lawyer, by the way. Wins a lot of cases. This Tyler Cox, he's representing the acquaintances that went to Horn Island with Nolan. I've got to get to the phone torpedo, but he's not the only one that says they have witnesses. Listen.
These two witnesses, two very reliable, very credible, and very upstanding members of the community, they saw Nolan, and they've known Nolan for years. There's no chance that they made a mistake.
Saw him doing what? And then, like I said, Chad, this is my question. Even if they say they saw him, how relevant is that if they're drunk? Like, will that stand up? Like, is that viable? Can they be like, oh, well, we were drunk, so it doesn't? I don't know. I don't know. I'm confused.
And by the way, this can be corroborated through other evidence, other eyewitness accounts. And that's the end of it right there.
That's from the Officer Tatum Show. Susan Hendricks joining me, veteran, investigative journalist, author of Down the Hill, My Descent into the Double Murder in Delphi. What witnesses? I understand that there's video and witnesses. One places him there at 5, one places him there at 6. Significance, the Triton, and we can show this by GPS.
That man said white jealousy in full effect here. Where, nigga? Where? I'm trying to figure it out. Let's point this shit out. Where's the white jealousy at in here, man? We got to get to bring this shit to the flow. Let's put this shit on the flow right here, right now. Where's the white jealousy in here? Or we just gonna get MD the fuck up out of here, man? It's one or the other.
They are right about this. Left Horn Island around 4:30. So if he is spotted, and you can confirm to me that he is spotted there at 5 or 6, if that video has a timestamp on it, and I can corroborate that, or I can corroborate the witnesses weren't drunk. Hey, let's see that video control room again of Nolan bent over, and all you can see is his blue trunk right there. Now, that's not a very good eyewitness right there, okay? Do I think that's him? Yeah, I do. I do think that's Nolan. But I would tear that up in court. Tear it to shreds. There's all sorts of, you know what? Hold on, Susan Hendricks. Greg Morse joining me, veteran trial lawyer, founder of Morse Legal. He's in the Southern District of Florida, former West Palm Beach public defender, and author of The Untested. Greg, in Florida, as in Georgia, as in this jurisdiction of Mississippi, the code, the official code of Mississippi, annotated, lays out how you establish or cross-examine, same thing, same criteria, an eyewitness, such as, I memorized them. How far were you away?
Y'all see how that shit go? It's like, they come here and say, like the trolls come here and be like, y'all jealous of white people. And then somebody else will come behind them and be like, you should be jealous of white people. Like, them be the bot chat, we just got to get them up out of here, bro. Like, we ain't just going to play with no bots in the night, man. We ain't going to play with them.
From the witness, from the target. What was the lighting? Do you wear glasses? Were you wearing them that night? Were you inebriated? Had you smoked pot? How can you prove that to me? Did anything obstruct your view? Was it daytime or nighttime? What time of the day was it? What were the conditions? You go on and on and on. You can rattle them off, right? I know you can. So
absolutely.
How do I know the eyewitness can't identify anything except the back of his legs, like in that video?
Well, that's the thing. There's no details about any identification. It's just a broad statement that other people saw Nolan after the boat left. The video you just showed shows from a view from behind of someone bending over. Did the person have sunglasses on? Were they familiar with who they were actually looking at and identifying? How much had they drank during the day? It was a party scene. That's what usually these boat spots are. There's one by me in West Palm Beach, very similar setup called Peanut Island. So most people also, right, they don't think something's important until after the fact. They're just going about their day, notice people walking by. So from what you showed, that's not a very strong identification from that position, but there's no details.
While I've got you, Greg Morse, let me throw another question at you. And look, I'm not wearing a prosecution or a defense hat. As you know, I'm a crime victim. I would say I'm coming at it from that angle. But I was very disturbed, Greg, when I got wind that There is no criminal investigation. It's been said over and over and over.
Hit the like button,
Why
chat.
not? We don't know how he died. For instance, if he did have water in his lungs, okay, maybe he did drown. But how did he get in the water? Did he fall in the water? Was somebody, wrestling with him in the water and they held him down? They went, oh, my stars, I killed him and left? Did he hit his head?
Well,
I mean, there's a lot more to it than saying, oh, yeah, he drowned. How can someone state there is no criminal investigation? I understand a grand jury is about to be convened. That doesn't mean there's a crime, but doesn't that suggest to you a grand jury inside the Superior Courthouse, inside the district attorney's office, would suggest there is a criminal investigation?
Well, it would potentially lead someone to believe that, yeah, a criminal investigation was undergoing. However, when we look at how this has played out over the last 6 weeks, how law enforcement has acted, they haven't seized Nolan Wells' phone at this point. In a criminal investigation, law enforcement's going to use those tools to get this information. So this could just be a drowning. I'm sitting down, and this could just be a drowning. And that's why they're looking at it that way, because nothing's told them it's
yet.
But everything's not a crime. It doesn't have to be investigated as a crime.
You're still talking. We've already established that. Here's the other, you know what? I'm going to let you think about what you just said. I'm going to go to Jeff Shetler joining us. Guys, this is a special guest joining us out of Edisto Island, South Carolina. Former police K-9 handler, author of 5 books. Last one, 2 weeks to operational tracking. I like this one. Red Dog Rising, K-9 trailing, the straightest path, tactical tracker teams, the Tao of trailing. He is at gak9.com. Question, I get this a lot from the viewers, so you can put it to rest. How long does a person have to be dead before a cadaver dog will pick up on that scent?
Well, honestly, a dog's going to pick up on the live or dead scent as soon as they're out there. So the time frame, from hours to a day or so is really not a big deal. It doesn't matter what type of dog you have that's looking for humans. Within that first 24 hours, either type of dog, a live find or a deceased person dog, is going to be viable. They're going to pick up on anything that's there. The big issue that we have here is primarily the contamination. After the fact, if the dog was placed at the scene initially to search for our victim, then the chances are the success rate would actually be pretty good. The island is very, very small. There's not a lot of hiding places. There's not a lot of places he could go. On the other hand, inside the water might be a different story. We have tide issues and everything else that are occurring there.
So you bring in a scent dog. I would assume you bring in a scent dog first, but the issue with that, in my mind, probatively, like what can I use? How can I use that in trial? What's it going to prove for me? I already know Nolan was on the boat to start with, so of course the dog is going to pick up Nolan's scent on the boat. That's not hard to figure out. So I know a scent dog is going to pick up on that, but a cadaver dog. What should have been done immediately with a cadaver dog. And I'm putting this out there not to say woulda, coulda, shoulda. Maybe it happened and we haven't been informed. The press, the media, has no right to information in an ongoing investigation. So this may have been done and we haven't been told. I can only pray. So regarding a cadaver dog, what should have been done, Jeff Shetler, and how should it have been done, and when should it have been done?
Lock down the location. Don't let anybody on there. Get the dogs in. See what type of reaction they have. Every second that goes by, every minute that goes by, every hour that goes by will have an impact on the dog work when it comes to age of the material, age of the odor, and more importantly, what your contamination factor is. And this is the one big thing that nobody ever really thinks about. That they think the dogs are going to be these magical creatures that detect everything that you're looking for. But that's going to be mitigated dramatically by any type of human activity on the scene. That's the first thing that has to happen. So if you're going to use dogs, you need to get them out there right away. They actually have to be one of the first things on scene.
Hi guys, Nancy Grace here. If you are a homeowner, you've probably thought 03344 for death scenes under his belt. Isn't it true,
The
Joe
like
Scott,
button, chat.
that a cadaver dog, aka a human remains detection dog, can absolutely detect the scent of a dead person as early as 45 minutes to 3 hours after the death because of the cellular breakdown in organic compounds? Could you translate what I just said, which I've said in court before, into regular people talk?
Yeah, so our building blocks are cells, and so the cells begin to break down. And you're
What's up,
right.
Spitfire?
People don't understand that human decomposition literally begins at a cellular level the moment we're gone, okay? So the two compounds that you're looking for here when it comes to cadaver searches utilizing canine assets are putrescine and cadaverine, or cadaverine as well. And what they are, they're an organic compound that combine as a result of the cellular breakdown, and it gives off a particular odor. Now, to what Jeff was saying just a moment ago, if there is some type of, let's just say, blood evidence, all right, on the boat, that I pray this boat was locked down quickly. If there's a point of impact, say, for instance, on a railing, any of the gunnels in there, those areas in there, and you have blood deposition, guess what happens, Nancy? That blood begins to break down, just like a body does. Okay, so you'll have the scent that is there, and it is wholly different than tracking a human. All right. Now, where else would you find it? Well, we know that Nolan's remains are allegedly found on the shore, right? They're allegedly right there. Now, we also know, and remember what the second autopsy said, he's in an advanced state of decomposition at this point in time. So the trick is here trying to
That's when he's
understand.
found on the beach. Hold on.
Exactly.
Joe Scott, that's when he's found on the beach. But my understanding, and of course, I'm just a trial lawyer. I'm not a canine expert like Jeff Shetler is, but within minutes to hours, minutes, dogs can pick up on the scent of human.
Yeah, they said they're supposed to, I believe they came out today and said that Nolan's family has gave the district attorney's office 4 different days this week to do the forensics on the phone. They said all they need is a 12-hour notice. They have their forensics experts ready to go in and do a joint forensics with the state. And they said they don't mind if the feds come in too. So it could be 3 agents, 3 different groups. Local law enforcement, the feds, and Nolan's family's independent forensics teams. They said they gave them 4 days this week, and all they need is a 12-hour heads up.
Decomp. It starts almost immediately, and the dog can smell that.
You can say within 45 minutes, but I have to tell you, there is a lot of variability here, dependent upon a lot of environmental conditions, even the individual that is decomposing. That's going to play into it. So that's not a static number. It's a bracketed number. So you don't know how long it's going to take for this to actually begin to develop.
We also know that well-trained dogs, like Jeff Shetler works with, can still hit on decomp, even microscopic particles in soil, long after the body has been removed, sometimes years or even decades later, depending on the condition. But as Shetler just pointed out, in these conditions, where the surface of the boat is exposed to water, to wind, to contamination, not so much. I'm going to circle back to Jeff in just a moment regarding any possibility of tracking human decomp or human scent on Horn Island. The thing is, we know he was there, so we know the dogs will hit on him being there alive. But what about dead? I also want to clear something else up, and this is really important. Greg Morse, these acquaintances that went out on the beach, I'm not razor locked on them. I'm looking at them. I'm looking at everybody. Who are these two witnesses? If they are telling the truth that Nolan Wells was on Horn Island at either 5 or 6 o'clock, then the acquaintances on the Triton are in the clear, because Morse, I know based on their GPS what time they left the island. So
Well,
we have to keep our minds open as to what, who, what, where, why, the whole shebang. We can't lock in on those acquaintances if they had already left and he's still on the island. Is that true? I don't know. But it could be, right? Many an investigation has failed because the prosecutor did not keep their mind open as to potential suspects, right?
well, that's 100% right. You know, the police have to keep an open mind here. It's not even a criminal investigation. So 6 weeks approximately has gone by. The folks that were on the boat with Nolan, nothing has come out even remotely to indicate they were involved in some foul play at this point at all. They're just people that went out to this island with their friend. It appears their friend may have stayed afterwards, and maybe a tragedy happened. Maybe something.
You said there's probably, what did you say? There's probably something investigation in Detroit happening. How come we don't hear about those? Go look for them. You will find them. You looking for this shit. That's why you keep finding it. That's how the algorithm works now. You didn't know.
Else happened that wasn't involving
Kim,
them.
a tragedy
But
did happen.
6
Nolan Wells
weeks.
is dead, and I'm going to find out how. But I tell you
Sure,
what,
but you're talking
I
about
am
6
curious
weeks.
about
This is
why no
this is
polygraphs have been
isolated.
taken. I'm just
Why?
very curious.
But why?
But many
Why?
defense
For
lawyers
what?
wouldn't dream of letting their
They're
client
not
take polygraphs. Let
suspects.
me get to the
But
phone.
Nancy, you're turning
Oh, dear
a
Lord.
what's
Of
not a
course they're
criminal
not suspects. You said
investigation
that,
and
Tim.
want the
Tony, you're
trappings
wasting my
of
time.
one.
Stop it. Coast
But when
Mike.
you talk
Coast
about
Mike. I see his
polygraph,
lips moving. I hear. Okay, yeah, just keep him just like that. Yeah, that's the way I like Morse. Don't hurt your head, Morse. Don't hurt your head. Okay. Susan Hendricks. Oh, my stars, Hendricks. The family is now seemingly being accused of wrongdoing because they haven't handed the phone over yet. What happened back on, I've got a big note here, phone July 15. Isn't that when the family had a meeting and said, yes, you can have the phone, but they want independent examiners there at the same time, right? Tell me July 15, what happened?
July 15th, the attorney for the parents of Nolan met and said, yes, we want to give over the phone, but we want someone in the middle here, someone from the outside, an expert to analyze the phone. It appeared everyone agreed. Then all of a sudden they get a letter saying, we want the phone and you have 24 hours to send it over. The DA sent that. And the parents were out of town and said, wait, we don't have the time to do that. Hence the narrative that they're not cooperating. Now, they say, Nolan's parents, look, we have our experts on standby. This week, pick a day. And not to mention, on the 19th would have been Nolan's 19th birthday. A difficult week for the family, but they say, hey, we'll give up his cell phone. We want someone, a mediator, if you will, an expert in the middle.
Well, this is interesting, what you just said. Joe Scott Morgan, professor of forensics, Jacksonville State University, which I've been there, and it is a world-class Crim Pro division. Whole building, whole floor is set up just to recreate scenes. I was so impressed by it. Joe Scott has worked with me on multiple recreations, intricate recreations at Jacksonville State University to try to figure out, is what the defendant is saying, does that make sense? Is what the state is saying, does that make sense? Just all sorts of things you can learn from actually recreating the scene. That said, Joe Scott, I have examined evidence myself at the crime lab, and the crime lab out on Panthersville Road is amazing, state of the art, with the defense attorney there. Mm-hmm. And I typically would not allow a defense team to examine the evidence unless I was there. Do I think they're going to do something nefarious? Maybe, probably not, but I don't want them to even touch it if it could somehow, compromise the evidence. And it can. A lot of the times, even touching it can compromise the evidence. So this is not unheard of, that the family wants an independent investigator there when the phone is searched.
Yeah, you're right. And it happens. Nancy, I've actually been in autopsy suites with defense attorneys, believe it or not. All manner of people come through the labs over the years as an independent set of eyes. So let's just say that they do, in fact, have an independent individual examine this phone. And I think this question goes back to you as a prosecuting attorney. Would any kind of findings that were on that phone, would they be negated as a result of the state not doing? If you wanted to move forward as using this evidence in a criminal prosecution, perhaps, would it invalidate it since the state is not doing it? And what are you going to find? And how many hands are going to be on this phone at that given time?
Are you saying that if the
Cypher, thanks for that gifted membership. Thank you, Cypher, for always supporting the channel, man. I hope you've been doing good, Cypher.
defense did their own investigation of the phone and the state did not, would that negate the defense findings?
Yeah, because remember, we've got a grand jury that's going to be impaneled, allegedly.
HELLYES. Because the first thing, if the shoe was on the other foot, I would do is, isn't it true? I gave you the opportunity to review the phone. Isn't that true? On this date. And you didn't do it. So don't come complaining now. Oh, yeah, that would be a matter for cross-exam. You're on cross-examination. Who is our next sponsor? Well, here is a pro reporter, founding member of the FBI Cellular Analysis Survey Team, historical cellular analysis expert, former FBI, 22 years, former homicide, Norfolk, Virginia Police Department, works multiple cases, and currently with precision cellular analysis. I could go on. Scott, tell me how.
Thanks, DG, for the jewels. Thanks, DG, for the jewels.
This examination.
What it do, OG?
You don't just pick up the phone and go, okay, I looked at it. What is a phone examination? How do I get evidence of potential snaps that were sent that day, texts, emails, photos taken during those critical hours? And important, how do I find out if anything was deleted? We've heard, yes, it's deleted. No, it wasn't deleted. The only way we're going to know is from a forensics exam. How do you do it? Now, take baby steps. Go ahead.
It's pretty easy nowadays. You get the physical phone itself. You hook it up to a device like the Cellbrite, which is one of the main producers of this type of software that can download phones. First of all, obviously, you have to have the password to the phone. If not, then you have to go through a lot of processes to get past the password and into the phone. But once you're into the phone, and this can be done with other people standing by, as you were talking about, another investigator for the defense or for the family or something like that being there, they can sit there and watch you download the phone. And basically, once you download a copy of what's on the phone, and you're not really messing with the evidence that's on the phone, you're not changing it, you're just copying it to another computer, and then you can start going through that data. You can look at all the text messages, and it'll even let you know which ones have been deleted. Now, of course, deleted means, it's
Put them up, please. Put them up, please. What do you see when you're looking for deleted? Do you see like you log on and you just see all this data, X's and O's and digits, and how do I tell something's been deleted? Explain that to me. I mean, unless it's in recently deleted, but even my twins at age 3 knew how to go into my phone and find recently deleted and delete it. How do you find it?
So it's actually just, on the computer screen, you're looking at all the lists of text messages, and it says right to the right of it, this one was deleted. So in an aspect, if it hadn't been overwritten, think about how computers work. You delete something just like a phone. You delete something, it kind of takes it and moves it into a non-use to an area you're not using. And then once, if the phone starts getting full, it starts writing over that deleted stuff. So things that were deleted at some point in time are still there and can be recovered. The actual texts of the text message, the content of the text messages is still there until it's getting written over by the phone.
Scott Eicher, has your company, Precision Cellular Analysis, performed these independent examinations of phones?
Yes, they have. We have a whole group of individuals in our company that just specialize in downloading phones, rebuilding phones that are damaged so that the data can be pulled from the phone, and breaking into the phones if we don't have the password.
What is Celebrite and how is it used?
It's a program that's been around for a good amount of time, probably 15 years, and each year it gets more updated, but it's a program that actually goes into the phone and allows you to copy the information from the phone onto to a different computer. And then you can look at that data and spend time going through it, get all the chronological information from text messages to pictures to Snapchat. So you can get a timeline from all these different areas of the phone.
What about a digital forensics go bag? A portable data collection rig. We saw it in the Nancy Guthrie investigation. It was used when the investigators went into the Guthrie family home. You see it on field operations, intelligence, digital forensics. They extract or they mirror digital info right there on location. A tactical exploitation kit like a forensics go bag.
Yes, those are available, and basically Cellbrite is that also. It's more for phones, but you can have the same type of device for computers and for other devices in the home. But Cellbrite is also a portable device that you can take to a crime scene, take to a house, or go to a individual's residence and do that download. It doesn't have to be done in the office.
According to the family, they have made the phone and their independent experts readily available.
The Jackson County DA's office, as well as our forensic team, and possibly the FBI, we're going to together download and examine the phone. So it's done one time with everybody together, right? This is very common in the law. This is what is supposed to happen. We're waiting for the DA to determine the time, the place, the date. Let us know, and we are going to be there with our forensics team and anybody else, but it's done one time, one examination. We're ready for it to happen.
From our friends at WLOX, that's Liza Park, working with Nolan's mother. To you, Susan Hendricks, now somehow it's made to look like the family, Nolan's family, is not cooperating. Let me understand what has happened. So Nolan's family went out of state. I don't know why. And while they were gone, they get a demand letter from the DA's office?
Yeah, that said you have 24 hours. And they were at the NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists Conference in Georgia. They spoke on stage and they said, wait a minute, we're not there. We can't do that. I thought we agreed on July 15th at that meeting that we would come together and do this. And now you're acting like we're not cooperating, but we are. So then they came back now, Nolan's family attorney, saying, okay, any day this week, we need 24 hours notice and we'll make it happen. They're not hiding the phone. They just don't trust for the DA to have the phone alone without an independent investigation into the phone, someone who's not biased.
And, Dave Mack, Crime Stories investigative reporter, the family is afraid. Many people have seen injustice in other cases that have nothing to do with them. And I believe they fear evidence will be destroyed or mishandled, and it can never be recaptured. It's very possible it could never be recaptured. I mean, you and I and Joe Scott, you did an incredible recreation in the Ellen Greenberg case, remember? Ellen Greenberg stabbed, I think, 20 plus times, including the back of the head, the back of the neck, the back, actually severing the dura of her spinal cord. And the ruling was suicide. Okay, this is what I'm leading up to. So,
yes, ma'am.
All of the evidence was not documented at the scene. The police told, this is in Philly, told the apartment manager, sure, clean it up. As a matter of fact, here's a professional cleaner. Call them. They had it professionally cleaned. Bye-bye, evidence. Gone. Gone. Not only that, the apartment manager took a video of the inside of Ellen's apartment to show basically, look, this is how it was before, this is how it is after. We want to prove we didn't take anything. We didn't steal anything. Everything is accounted for. And that's SOP, Standard Operating Procedure. So when they didn't process the crime scene, they went, oh, thank goodness, at least we have the video. They handed the video over to Philly PD, and they lost it.
Yeah.
Just let that
There's one more thing. There's one more thing that kind of ties back to. There's one more thing that kind of ties back to Nolan's case here as well, and that's the fact that with Ellen, I don't know if you recall this, the computer made it out of there as well. Do you recall that? And that was never examined, right? And so that's, again, we're left wanting, Nancy,
Ellen's
relative to all of the data.
With all of the info leading up to the time of her murder, ruled suicide, taken off the scene. Now, I'm not claiming that the people that took it, they were family members of the fiance. For all I know, they took it because they didn't want anybody to steal it. And nothing nefarious happened. But the problem is, you lock down a scene. I mean, look what's happened to Nancy Guthrie. A pizza delivery guy came and walked right over the blood evidence to deliver a pizza. Same thing here, Dave Mack. I get why the Nolan Wells family is fearful.
Well,
that pizza delivery guy didn't give a fuck about no blood evidence, man. His ass was on the clock, man. He was getting time. His ass wasn't trying to get fired. Probably got some kids to feed and some places to go, man. He didn't know Nancy had passed away, man, or been kidnapped, man. His ass was just trying to deliver the pizza, man.
Nancy, this investigation, I'm putting air quotes in that because if you remember early on, it was a drowning, and no investigation had even been done. You realize he was missing. It wasn't like it was hours and they went back and he was missing for almost 2 days. And the family early on was not getting information that they felt like they should. All they're saying is, we want to be assured of the chain of custody, how the extraction on this phone is going to be performed, who would have access to the extract.
I'm just going to be honest, Chad. I'm trying to put myself in that position. I was on the delivery, and I see some shit that could potentially be blood evidence. I'm going to drop that fucking pizza off. I'm going to get back in my vehicle, and I'm going to head to the next damn delivery. I'm just going to keep it all the way up. Now I'm just going to keep it a fucking bean.
The data, that's important. Preservation of the evidence, and then when is this phone going to be returned to us? This is the last thing they have of their son. And those things that I just mentioned, those were the items discussed on July 15th. And there was no follow-up after that until August.
Chad, everybody hit the like button right now. Please support the channel if you can by hitting the like button, dropping some comments, or sharing this video out far and wide. Thank you to everyone who has supported the work on tonight. Laurie, Crofty, thank you, Crofty. I don't know if I shouted you out, but thank you, Crofty, for coming through. Dark City and Cypher and everybody else for the jewels. Cypher and DJ and everyone else that has sent jewels. Thank y'all for supporting the work, but we need everybody to hit the like button as well and share this video out to the last 2 people you text.
August 12th, when the DA's office, tells the family, well, you got 48 hours to turn the phone over, and they were out of town. So, yeah, there's a lot going on with the most important
So
part
there
of
was
the
no
evidence
way by
that
the
we
time
have.
they find out about the letter that they could comply with the 48-hour requirement. Hi guys, Nancy Grace here. Please join us on Crime Story Analysis. My grieving wife turned widow.
All right, man, that's all of that Nancy episode. That came out today. That was Nancy Grace episode that came out on today. Yeah, I think we got one more video to watch, and then we'll open up the phone line. Get us a call or two.
Hey guys, new update on the Nolan Wells case. We are going back to Wyatt's Triton. We are looking at what many people say looks like AI manipulation to obscure reflections in the poll. We are going back to the women involved, and we were also looking at the timestamps and the dates on these pics. What is being supplied, what isn't. You guys, sit down. This is up to the minute compilation of the latest information in the Nolan Wells case. Now, let me just start off by saying, please take this evidence or imagery, whatever it is, information. Take this information and do with it what you will. Again, we are not pointing this out so you can take this as the truth of the matter asserted.
I'm just going to keep it all the way real, TC. I think that's a little Rode microphone that you got, and them motherfuckers ain't cheap, bro. Why does it sound like that? I think if that's a Rode mic, man, them things are it's like $200 for the little pack, man. Maybe more. I want to know, did she drop that bitch or something? Like, why did it sound like that?
We are trying to work with many people. Many people have ideas and theories of what happened. We're not interested in that. Not at this turn. We are asking questions, and we are asking you to also help give the people an idea of what happened, because the one thing that I think everybody can agree on, the stories we are being told, the information that is being supplied through assembling photos. It's coming.
Oh,
okay.
I figured it out. I got the right.
Oh, really quick, as she actually talks about the Triton, you see
What's
this
up,
guy,
Tape
this
It?
is the real foolishness on TikTok. He actually did a chat GTP mock-up of where the storage is in the Triton. And you see there's storage in the very front, and there's storage right where this one gentleman in the blue swim trunks is standing over and looking at. But let's keep going.
Right answer. Look, I asked OpenAI to create this diagram down here. And what does this diagram show you? Oh, look at the boat. You see all these people? Look at all the 5 people at the front of the boat. What are they avoiding? Why are they all on the edge of the front of the boat?
We know for sure that there was storage in the bow of the boat. All right, so now at this point, I am pretty sure that the Triton was there all day. They didn't switch out the boats. And I'm also pretty certain at this point that this is a real video, because there's one single frame where you can see Bart's boat, and you can also see the toes of somebody like dangling them off the water. So if the picture or video were AI, it would be a really bizarre thing for it to just kind of throw in. But there's zero.
Look at Tisa Tails trying to get a brand deal. I see you, girl, trying to get that brand deal.
Question in my mind that this video has been altered. So then the question becomes, why would they alter this video? And the only thing that logically makes sense to me is to alter the identity of the two girls. Because if Carter is the boy in red, Wyatt is the boy in the American shorts, Bart's brother Brooke being the one in the navy blue shorts, and then Ike being the one in the teal shorts. Then we've got Warren up here with somebody in this red striped swimsuit and the girl in the teal swimsuit with the backwards hat. So in this picture, this would be Brooks, this would be Ike, this would be Wyatt, this would be Warren, which would leave this to be Carter. Now, whoever this is seems to be very cuddly with Carter. Like, too cuddly, in my opinion, for it to be like a mother or a family member. Thank you.
I agree. Let me zoom in really quick for you guys, just to show you guys what she's talking about. Right here. When you see Carter right there, they look like they're hugged up. It looks like they are loved.
Talking about it was doctored by a criminal, lady. See, y'all pick and choose when y'all want to call somebody a damn criminal. Y'all pick and choose who y'all want to call criminal. Shit, man. That should be a little crazy to me, man. That should be a little crazy.
up. So I agree with her that this cannot be a family member. But you know what? Let's continue. I just wanted to zoom in for y'all so you didn't have to hit pause. All right, let's go.
About it a lot from the timeline that we have been told. And what we haven't really been factoring in again is the party. Because remember, Warren said he went to the party, but instead of talking with all of his friends, he went upstairs to go talk with his girlfriend's dad. Now, those families are tight. So if that dad of Ava, if that conversation with the dad didn't happen, then they would automatically know that they were lying. So I've been saying for a while that the girl was somehow involved. And mind you, everybody's back on land now. They're getting ready to do the fireworks and everybody's swimming and drinking still, blah, blah, blah. So what's the excuse for no pictures at that party? They've explained it all away during the day, but at this point, they're all just being teenagers and having fun again.
I do want to say one thing. Even though the media keeps
Robert, instead of you coming in here trying to tell us what the fuck we need to be doing, why don't you just go do it? How about that, Robert? Ain't that what you've been doing? Ain't you been saying you've been doing some real research? Why don't you go do some work? Leave us the fuck alone.
saying Nolan Wells was heavily drunk with no proof of that, because why would you take the words of the people that actually were drinking? Is anyone in that town getting punished for underage drinking, or does the laws of the United States not apply to Ocean Springs? I'm just wondering, because they took their word that Nolan wasn't. Okay, fine, let's keep going.
Right? So I'm thinking that the brunette girl is Ava, the girl whose house they went to. And she's pretty close with Warren and the Pyrone family.
And they're full speed running. And then after that, I didn't see them anymore. I think you were on the boat. You start from there?
Yeah, so after we planed off, Wyatt kept the boat pinned the whole way in. We ran into the mouth of Fort Bayou, where we came from originally. And we turned into Fort Bayou, went in the channel, ran probably 500, 600 yards into Fort Bayou. Wyatt had jumped out of the boat, put the plug back in the boat so access water. So water didn't keep pushing and filling back the boat.
According to their own words, they went into the mouth and then they turned and they went about 500-600 feet. Now, mind you, the party house is right around, but they go past it and then loop back around. However, Warren just admitted that at some point they had to stop and Wyatt jumped in. And even then, you heard him stuttering over the story. Like, it wasn't a smooth transition because I think they dropped her off. Which would explain why they would go back to this party, because obviously they can't cancel the party. That looks really suspicious. Then my theory has always been that the guys all like broke off and like talked to the parents about what was going on, and that's when they formulated their whole we'll call her and then we'll call the Coast Guard plan. Remember, she is related somehow, I can't figure out, but she is related through marriage to the lieutenant that wrote up the very initial report we've seen. Because remember how Morgan claimed
Isn't that so interesting? But let's keep going.
That the picture of the boat stuff was circulating around Snapchat and stuff, even though Christine didn't post it to her Facebook page until the next day. Listen to this.
His mom was, what was he wearing? And so we were trying to remember what color his shorts were. We couldn't quite figure that out.
I said black.
Yeah, I think we said black.
I really did. He was wearing navy blue shorts.
Yeah, it was like dark blue shorts.
Dark. I just said black because I was trying to piece everything together and help out.
And so at this point, we're freaking out. We don't know where our friend's at. And the girl that took the picture, she was like, okay, well, I just took this picture of today. This is what color swim trunks he was wearing. And his mom asked for that to post on Facebook to say, if you've seen him, whatever, this is what he was wearing.
So I want to pause right there. Why do these boys have so much animosity to Nolan's mom? And his mom asked for that. Why wouldn't you, for the people you said was missing, your brother, why weren't you trying to get photos? Why weren't you texting around? Why weren't you looking through your own camera rolls? But more importantly, again, the animosity they appear, again, I don't know what's in their hearts. I can't think. I'm just saying, based upon my information and belief and what I observed, there just seems to be so much hostility. And it's weird because usually when a friend or someone passes away, you don't care who's talking trash about you, what you say. You just want to get to the truth. And here, it's anyway. Let's just keep going. But again, y'all didn't offer anything, even down to July 5th. Did they offer to take their boats and go look? Anyway, let's keep going.
remember, the girl who took the picture with the digital camera was on Wyatt's boat at the beginning of the day and then was there with them at night when they were having this discussion. So she had to have been there at the beginning and at the party at the very least. Then we remembered that the original shorts picture, well, that wasn't the color of his shorts, as we now know. So we also know for a fact that this picture did not get sent to Christine until July 5th, meaning that they had to have had that picture and then not sent it to her for hours. Because they also said this.
And so that's what we sent to her, or that's what she sent to her, because we're just trying.
So they corrected themselves. He said, we sent it. No, she sent it.
Again, we, they, she. It seems like every time they slip up, it makes it sound like everybody that's not Nolan's family is working collectively. But let's keep going.
On July 5th, Christine said that they have been up for almost 48 hours straight, and then the very next post above it are the same pictures but better quality. Why did it take so long to get these pictures to them? Oh, and y'all, now that I said that, I realize, so all of these pictures had to come from the same digital camera, right? Meaning this picture did as well. And since I've already proven that this picture had used AI to do something weird because, you know, there was no little bar here, only explanation for using AI on just this little part would be to obscure the reflection that was in this poll of the person who was taking the video. Or the pictures. Oh my God, yes. That makes sense. Love it when I figure that stuff out in real time for you on camera. So it makes sense to me that this photo video thing was altered to cover up this girl's swimsuit. Because let's face it, this swimsuit is the ugliest thing. It has like supposedly like sleeves and it's a tankini, but it goes like in a weird cut, but it's ugly. It's ugly and it's clearly not what these debutante beauty queen girls are wearing to a 4th of July beach party. So I'm like 70% sure that this is Ava. Oh wait, oh my God. Wait a second. Shown y'all guys before that there's 4 boats out here in this little cluster, right? But I'm looking at these weird pink lumps and stuff at the front of the boat, Bart's boat here. Is that a pile of life vests? Because I'm realizing there's not 20, 30 people on all of these boats. Like I'm seeing 10, 12 people here tops. Let's not forget what a full house looks like on these boats. Because even in this video at the meetup place, there's not 20, 30 people getting ready to get on these boats. I mean, the boat left at 9:56 according to the GPS. We got like 7, 8 people here, like 6 people here. And also, if they were legitimately needing to be towed and they were trying to get the water to run off, why are they all spread out on the boat? Why are they on the boat in general? Why didn't they just get off on land or get on another boat? Trying to get the boat to tip up and go planing, why do you have over half the boat on the front of the boat? These are experienced fucking fishermen. They know better than that. Yeah, I can't believe I've never thought of that before. If the boat was sinking, why are they even on the fucking boat? Yeah, and if it was so common and so easy to get, you know, rides back with other people, you know, strangers on Horn Island, why did they need to load everybody on the boat? Or were they yelling at Nolan to get on the boat? They didn't need to get him on the boat. And now that I'm looking at this, doesn't it look like Warren is on the phone? Could this have been when he was calling his mom 8 times? Also, one more thing that stuck out to me.
We called law enforcement. I was with Wyatt at the time after we left Jackson's house that night. I was with Wyatt and one person we were with saw that their location was headed towards Wyatt's house. And so Wyatt got on the phone with 911 and was like, hey, these people are on the way to my house or already at my house. My mom and my dad are there alone and they know nothing about this.
He stumbled over his words from beginning to end in that story, so I don't believe any of it. But the one thing that sticks out to me was the phrasing, they don't know anything about this. If people are heading over to your house, why wouldn't you call your mom and dad before you called 911? Because it sounded like he was trying to keep his parents out of the loop of this story, which as a teenage boy implies that you have something to hide. Just a lot of different things to think about, right?
Again, whose reflection was in that poll? It does seem like there's some type of blurring, so we can't see who's in that red and white check. On top of that, I talked about this numerous times in my last video, the way Wyatt called the police on the search party between Javon, Nolan's parents, where they were rushing over to go look at the boat, and they called the police. Unless I'm misunderstanding things, but that's what it sounds like he said. And they called the police to stop the search of the boat. Doesn't seem like he was too worried about. Why would you call the police to notify your parents when you can call your parents, right? Why would you be so scared about people searching the boat? If somebody's looking for their little boy, do you know? It's kind of like if somebody's missing. All right, go ahead. Just don't rip up the place, but go ahead and search. Again, nothing makes sense. This is new evidence. We cannot ignore it. At this point, I am not accusing anything of anybody of anything, because every time I get new information, my mind and the thing, I do think that we have a civil responsibility to ourselves and also the citizens of Ocean Springs, Mississippi, to actually find out what happened. It's what I would want for their children. It's what I want for Christine's child. And it's what I want for everybody. So let me know what you think. This is the new evidence as of 8:15. New evidence is being on the pile. Make sure to follow Nerdy Pink Panther 00 on TikTok. I don't know why her main account got banned, but let's run the numbers up for her secondary one. And yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Oh yeah, I'll be live.
All right, chat. Y'all double tap that screen, shut the live out, man. Yeah, I got some shit to do in the morning. I forgot. I do got to be somewhere in the morning. I got some meetings in the morning and some other shit to take care of. So we're not gonna hang out too late tonight. That's why I went live a little bit early tonight. I forgot. I said I was gonna make a hard line for midnight to be on stream, and it is 7 minutes into midnight. So 6 minutes. Yeah, 7. So we finna get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody for rocking with me, and we will be back tomorrow night. We will be back tomorrow night. You said this stream smells like cocoa butter and weed, and a little bit of that Chanel blue. I had that Dior on earlier. It smelled like cocoa butter, weed, and a little bit of Chanel blue. If you want to know the truth, you know what I mean. It could smell worse. You know, I almost said some shit that was gonna get me canceled. Chill out. Chill out. It smells like cocoa butter, weed, and a little Chanel blue. You know what I'm saying? Chill out.